You are about to experience the Drunken Peasants podcast, the greatest podcast in human history. Please recognize that this podcast is designed to be amusing and entertaining, and thus we engage in satirical comments, exaggerations, and even dirty jokes. If you are offended by such things, please go away and die. If you enjoy this podcast, we ask that you help to support its existence by contributing to our Patreon at patreon.com/DP. Contributors get regular access to monthly private shows, special commentaries, Google Hangouts with the peasants, and more. If you don't want to do that, you can also support the show by visiting audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants to get a free audiobook and access to over 150,000 audiobook titles, including great selections on science and skepticism. And if you shop on Amazon.com, we strongly urge you to use one of the Amazon affiliate links in the description section of our videos. You can help support the show simply by using our link to buy things you were going to buy anyway. Now that we've got all that shit out of the way, sit back and enjoy the show.
From the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Fuck it! Hey man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
What the fuck you talking about, atheist? It's okay.
You're nothing, TJ. You're garbage.
I just want to be light.
You're garbage.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome, everyone, to the Drunken Peasants podcast, episode 225.
No.
No?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yes, it is.
Sorry. I was just... Yeah, I was doing that.
I think that was Kaceytron's favorite part of the theme song.
The smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
I think she's drug-free.
No.
No?
I am drug-free. I'm against marijuana.
Yeah, me too.
I actually had shirts for sale. They went off sale yesterday, but they were $4.20 now. Because, as you know, this month, 420 is Pot Smoker Holiday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Is that like
Yeah.
celebrate Hitler's birthday or something?
No, it's the Pot Smoker Holiday because 420 is how many calories are in a marijuana.
So it's like they're celebrating the anniversary of Columbine.
No, it's because 420 is how many calories are in a marijuana cigarette, like in a...
Oh.
You know how they roll it and then they smoke it like a cigarette? It's how many calories are in a marijuana cigarette, so they have it on 420.
See, Paul, that's why you're so fat.
I don't smoke marijuana,
do you?
TJ.
You don't?
No, I don't.
What are you smoking now?
Just my tobacco pipe.
Tobacco pipe?
Yeah.
Well, tobacco is also a nasty habit, Paul.
Yeah,
it is,
but it's not as addictive.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that, Casey. You're always saying exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's not as addictive.
So, who do you think is responsible for the last attempt to have you on our show failing so miserably?
Oh, no doubt about it. It's Fortune.
Fortune? Like
Yeah,
the Fortune 500 or...
You know, Fortune, the website fortune.org.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
They're
heard
a bunch
of them before?
There are a bunch of pot smokers over there.
Yeah,
they're all like...
they're internet
Always
hackers.
sitting around there fucking around with their internet memes and shit.
Yeah.
Sorry to curse in your presence, Kaceytron. I'm working on
Oh, it's
fixing
okay.
that.
I'm okay with that. That doesn't offend
I hear you
me.
broke your headset. Did you like throw it?
Well, Yeah, I banged it up against my desk a little bit and it just completely broke. This is the headset. I gave it
Wow.
away on stream though.
You sold your broken headset on the stream.
Yeah, it doesn't work or anything. It's broken, but
So it's
I
just like
gave
a
it away
memento
on
of
stream.
your greatness. Is that what it's for?
Yeah, I figured someone would want it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
probably gonna be in a museum someday, I think.
Yeah, you know what they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure or whatever, you know?
Yeah. I have heard them say that. That's true.
Have you heard that? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
I have.
a thing that they say.
Have you ever heard the Bitch Boy Slap Fight song?
What's that?
You should listen to it. It's good. It's a masterpiece.
Bitch boy, slap fight. Gotta ask my mama to stay over tonight. Bitch boy, slap fight.
Gonna see you if your asshole is tight.
Bitch boy, slap
Who's the guy?
Good chance that one of us will fight. Bitch boy, slap fight. Asked if you could come over and my mom said it was alright.
Bitch boy. Yeah.
The guy is a unfunny comedian. That's what he calls himself. Half of his name is true. I'll let you guess which half.
Unfunny comedian.
Yeah.
Did he do that song?
No, he didn't. Paul did that song mostly.
We
did.
we wanted the
Did you
unfunny comedian to start a YouTube channel called Bitch Boy Slap Fight, where him and his friends would slap one another. And yeah, we wanted that to be the theme
Did
song.
they do it?
No, sadly.
They haven't done it yet. Maybe you could convince them, Kaceytron.
How do I get in contact?
You just have to say here on the show that you want this to happen, that you endorse this idea.
Yeah, I want it to happen. I endorse that idea.
Sweet.
Has he ever been on the show?
Yes.
Yeah, one time.
He did the truffle shuffle on our show once.
Well,
the truffle shuffle.
Yeah.
Casey is all about equality, and if we can have like really buff guys fight, why can't we have bitch boys fight?
That's true.
You know what I mean? So that's really
I
the
agree
reason
with
why.
that.
That's the reason why we want bitch boy slap fight to happen so badly, is because there's this huge unrepresented subgroup of males, bitch boys. They slap fight all the time, but nobody watches. Everybody just wants to watch the big buff guys fight.
They're trying to do a podcast and failing miserably.
Yeah.
And the frustration and sexual tension combined causes the bitch boy slap fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaceytron, you're a big feminist and shit, right?
Yeah, I do consider myself to be a feminist, yes.
Now, I notice you support Trump, unlike many other feminists. Why do you think other feminists don't get behind Trump the way you do?
Well, I think that you just have to kind of look at all of the candidates and you have to set some of your differences aside. While Trump might not believe in funding for like Planned Parenthood and stuff like that, he has a lot of other really good causes that kind of overshadow it and make up for it, so I'm okay with it.
Like what?
Like building the wall.
Right, the wall, yeah.
Like building the wall and, the immigration stuff for sure.
What if
are you as a Twitch streamer affected a lot by like Mexican people coming here illegally and taking the streaming jobs?
Yeah, I think I would say so. I mean, yeah, there are that's happened before, I think, for sure. It's affected me.
There was like a
clearly
Juanita-tron or something came.
Yeah, that was a long time ago though, and luckily she got taken back to
Mexico.
the place.
Juanita
if it was up to me, we'd have sent her to Guantanamo, man. That's horrible.
Oh, she didn't deserve that. I mean, I just think
I
she
don't
needed
know.
to go back to where she came from,
How do you
Mexico.
how do you as a feminist feel about Donald Trump being so kind of dismissive towards women and stuff?
And I think that's kind of how he has to act as a powerful force, I think with like a lot of the other world leaders, they're not really going to take him seriously if he's, playing into women's bullshit all the time, I guess. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Like he wants to be looked at like powerfully, And I think that's really important because Putin's not going to take him seriously if he you know what I mean?
Right.
What do you think? What do you think Putin would do if Hillary Clinton was president?
I don't know. He'd probably just ignore her. I don't think he would really listen to what she says because, I'm not like a big fan for Hillary,
if she's got like
though.
the nukes like aimed at him or something, he's just gonna be like, whatever, bitch. We both know you ain't gonna do it.
I don't
You
know.
ain't got the balls.
I don't think he would take it seriously. But if you had somebody like Trump, he would take that seriously.
What about Cruz?
Oh, Cruz isn't even an American citizen. He shouldn't even be on the ballots. He's from Canada.
I got a bad. There's this. Cruz's chance of winning the nomination have gone up tremendously in
How much
recent
have they
weeks.
gone up? I haven't really been keeping up.
Well,
a lot.
according to CNN, he's only. I think Ben, you still have that site up, don't you? Yeah. Can you pull that up for a second?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Yeah, CNN's pretty good. Yeah, they have a lot of informative stuff on CNN.
Oh yeah, I've gone there a few
CNN's
times.
great.
It's starting to come in now.
CNN
too.
is the only trustworthy news source in existence.
Well, that and Fox.
Yeah.
The Wisconsin results are starting to come in now.
Well, I actually used to be a big. I actually used to watch Fox News all the time, but ever since Trump called them out for being, biased and not as balanced as what they say they are, I stopped watching them.
Finally, someone had the balls to admit that Fox News is not fair and balanced.
Yeah, I just didn't really know. You know what I mean? And then Trump comes forward and says it, and I can really, I just believe what he says.
Ironically enough, I have a video of Megyn Kelly saying the exact opposite.
All right, let's see.
Let's watch that. Let's see.
Her legal skills, along with a willingness to take on some of America's big-name conservatives,
because you're on the side of the Christians in this case.
quickly made Kelly a rising star.
No, the government doesn't decide what's appropriate speech. That is not the way this country works.
Kelly doesn't hold back, and she's equally aggressive in her defense of Fox News.
And I did and do believe that there is a left-leaning bias in news, in most of news. And I don't
Do you believe there's a right-wing bias at Fox?
No.
Oh, okay.
Right, and see, like,
actually,
it's
I think Trump would point out that Fox has actually got a crazy left-wing bias, if anything. They're just trying to make it seem like other media have a left-wing bias because they're projecting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I believe what Trump says. Trump has no reason to lie.
Oh, no.
Like all of these other candidates are being like told what to say and like have everything scripted. Trump just says what he means.
Yeah, dude,
and he means what he says.
He's going to get rid of the national debt, dude.
Yeah, and we need.
He's going to get rid of the national debt.
Do you trust Hillary to do that? No.
I don't.
Well,
yeah,
one
I
of
don't think
one
it's
of the
actually
things,
a good thing to do, but whatever.
One of the things that I really love about Trump is that he realizes that everything in life is a deal. You know what I mean, Casey? Mm-hmm. Like, everything's a deal. Like, he's going to make the best deal. So, like, when it comes to, like, oil rigs blowing up in the middle of the ocean and polluting the ocean forever, like, he's going to figure out whatever the best deal is. And then he's going to make that deal. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and the other thing he said is he was talking about, how we have all of these troops, like, all over the world and shit. And it's like, we're not, like, a charity service for armies, We don't just like give away free armies. Like we should be charging people money for our armies, right?
Yeah, we should loan out our army.
And he's right.
What if North Korea wanted us to loan out our army to them? Should we do that?
Yeah.
Well, we
at a
have
higher
to say
price. No, I say we do it, but they got to pay more because they're assholes.
Okay.
Like how
North Korea
much
comes to
more,
us
though?
like, hey, we want, and they're not allowed to attack any Western country. They got to attack. They can attack South Korea, but only if they give us the resources afterwards.
But then, what if we sell our army to North Korea and South Korea? Would that be like? Because then you have to start thinking about like conflict of interest,
Wow, yeah, you're right. It might be like a
So-
new American Civil War in the Koreas.
Yeah,
that'd be
Yeah.
crazy. I say we do
Yeah.
it. Maybe thin out the fucking army a little bit.
Yeah, it would help with the national debt.
Right, and he's trying to solve that. So,
and then maybe we could start like putting in more taxes towards army and stuff.
Yeah, like okay, why the fuck not?
I have a video about Trump outlining his border wall plan that he has.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, this is the best
But
part.
it's self-explanatory. The wall is a fraction of the kind of money in many different ways that Mexico takes in from the United States. The wall is a fraction. You know, you're talking about a $10 billion wall. You're talking about a trade deficit with Mexico, $58 billion, and probably going to get worse if they run it. If I run it, there won't be a trade deficit.
I noticed Casey shaking her head. Yep. Yeah.
He's right. I mean, what we really need to do is we need to figure out a way to like block out those tunnels that they're like crawling under with, you know, and bringing the drugs to America. You know, the underground tunnels.
Yeah. There are tunnels.
Yeah, like it's just like with the slaves, you know, but it's with like, you know, Mexicans.
I think they need to build the wall as like a kind of like a fucking. They got to give it a weird shape, and they got to make it really tall, because otherwise they'll just bring ladders and shit, you know. So we need it needs to almost blot out the sky, you know.
I was thinking
about
about
not even see any sunlight till noon.
They should.
I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Casey. I was just gonna say I was thinking about those tunnels you were talking about earlier today, and like some solutions.
They should fill them with cement.
Well, but then they could just dig through the cement with a pickaxe again. You know what I mean? Like we need a permanent solution to the problem. So like, what is mean and lives in caves? I'm thinking like badgers or bears or something. Like we could just like train some of them.
We could fill the tunnels with like wildlife.
Yeah, with like cave dwelling wildlife. What do you think?
We could do?
Grizzly bears.
No. We could make it like a fucking like an Indiana Jones like Temple of Doom thing where there's like traps everywhere and shit. But,
Spears that shoot out of the floor.
Yeah, but if anyone can actually get through it, then you are an American citizen because you're a badass.
Yeah.
That's actually a really great idea. So let's let Trump build his wall. And instead of the big beautiful door, it'll be a big beautiful tunnel filled with horrifying traps and devious machinations. And if you get
if they get through it, then you're American.
Yeah. If they can,
but it's kind of like that, you know, that American Ninja Warrior or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of like that.
But like with death on the line. So like you'd have to escape like poison darts and like a pit of vipers and like a giant.
You gotta
you know
solve a few like crazy puzzles and shit too.
Yeah, to be able to become an American citizen, it's like you should have to go through that.
Because any American could do it.
We could take advantage of it too. Because one of the problems I have with the Mexicans is that when they come here, they don't speak our American language. Yeah. So we could make the puzzles like spell cat in American, and if they can do it, then they don't get shot with the poison dart.
Yeah, there you go. You know, and one of the things that worries me about the wall, though, is I hope it's not ugly. Like, we need if we're gonna build a wall, it has to look like tough. I'm sure Trump knows that.
There needs to be barbed wire at the top.
Yeah, and I think it should shoot fire every once in a while. Just like have these huge fucking like
pyro shows.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And like every once in a while,
and
like
that'll,
the fucking
keep
Mexican
the
side of it
lower.
should light up and be like, "Keep out, Mexicans."
So one of the ways, and I just issued that, and I guess the Washington Post picked it up, and they picked it up, I think, fairly accurately.
Yes, you've been hearing for months now, you know, from critics of Donald Trump saying, well, how are you going to force Mexico to pay for this wall on the U.S.-Mexican border? Well, today the Trump campaign is outlining its plan. What it's saying is that it is essentially going to threaten Mexico that if it does not pay the $8 to $10 billion that is estimated to pay for the wall on the Mexican border, the U.S. government would essentially halt remittances, money transfers, essentially wiring money from Mexican citizens who are living in the United States, people who might be here illegally, stopping those people from wiring money to their relatives in Mexico. The Trump campaign estimates that would total somewhere in the neighborhood of $24 billion. The Trump.
Yeah, man. Finally.
Wait, so what are they going to do? Can you repeat that again? They're going to make them stop giving money to their families, too?
Yep. Yeah. They're going to stop all money transfers from the United States into Mexico. Basically, they're just going to halt all money into Mexico. So basically, it would cripple Mexico's economy. So, He's basically like, you better build this wall or we're just going to fuck you in the ass, basically. It's going to be awesome. It's like a Wild West showdown, man.
You see, he knows how to make a deal. So he's going to have them build the wall, and we don't even have to pay for it. They're going to build it.
Well, we're going to build it, but they're going to pay for it.
Let's all be honest. They are probably better at building walls anyway.
Yeah, that's true. The labor will be a lot cheaper. I know that for sure.
Yeah, we should get some cheap Mexican labor to build the wall as well. That's a good idea. And then we got to make sure that when they're done, they're all on the Mexican side of it, though. So they got to build the American side first. Well, we don't want them to be done and they're over here. It's like, shit.
It would have to be built in two halves, like the American side and then the brown side.
Mm-hmm. See,
Casey,
no
I
other
don't know
candidate
why
would have came up with a solution like that.
No, yeah, that's true. I don't know why we didn't, like, all of us didn't get along the first time you were on the show, Casey. It just seems like we're, like, on the same page.
I feel like we are. I don't know. I think that I was having my period that week.
Oh,
Women do get irrational on their periods. That is true.
They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm in a much better mood today than what I was in last time. Last time I was just like in a really bad mood. I can't remember why, but I think it was mostly because I was like having my period and then I broke up with my boyfriend, so.
Wow. That's like a double whammy, Two horrible things happening all at the same time.
I know. That really is why feminism is important, because like when a guy breaks up, like, yeah, we have to deal with the broken heart and stuff, but we don't also have like a bleeding vagina to deal with too.
Yeah.
On top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just really hard to have a period and stuff. Like, I don't know. Men don't realize how hard it is to have a period.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine if, like, you just bled from your dick for, like a week
really,
solid?
Yeah, it's, like, really awful. And I think that women should be given more money because they have to have that. And it's like they have to have it because of a man, It's like Jesus made women have periods whenever he created.
They're doing a thing here in the area that we live in right now where they're trying to make it so that they don't have to pay any taxes on feminine products. So tampons and maxi pads.
I heard about that. Yeah, because they charge like a 10% tax on feminine hygiene products.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's bullshit if you ask me.
Wow. Dark days.
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch the Wisconsin primary could be tipping point in GOP race.
Okay.
Based on the enthusiasm, how do you think we're going to do in Wisconsin? I think we're going to do really well.
Donald Trump today saying don't count him out in the battle for Wisconsin.
I hear the polls are busy, huh? They are busy. We could have a big surprise tonight, folks. Big surprise.
While Ted Cruz cast the Badger State primary as a potential tipping point in the race.
If we end up with a win tonight, it is going to have national repercussions, not just for the 42 delegates at stake here in Wisconsin, but I believe it is going to powerfully impact the states to come.
A Cruz win in Wisconsin could embolden the Stop Trump forces, delivering a blow to the GOP front.
What do you think of all these traitors siding with this Canadian?
I think that they're just being like fooled by him. I don't know how, because I don't think he's that well spoken of a candidate. They're just
really
being fooled
dumb
by him. It's just
really
because of
people.
all of the anti-Trump smear campaigns being posted all over Reddit and everywhere else in the world,
Yeah.
It's just like, it's bullshit. It's just them trying to like push him out and marginalize him.
Yeah, wow. I feel like I look at Ted Cruz and I just have this feeling that I know he's done something evil in his life. You know what I mean?
He's not even American, so.
Well, that's already bad
there, man.
Yeah, one, he lied about his birth certificate, so, I mean, nobody's talking about that. He's not even from America. He's Canadian.
He likes hockey and poutine.
Probably. I mean, I don't know what he likes. I don't care what he likes. I don't like him.
The nomination and increasing the odds of a contested convention in Cleveland in July. Trump is not shying away from the importance of the moment.
It's impossible, almost impossible, for Ted Cruz to win. So he would have to get it.
Look at that hair flapping in the wind.
Highly unlikely. So he can't win.
Trump's wife Melania joining him for his final Wisconsin rally before today.
So, good as a first lady, you would say?
Yep.
Yeah, I think she would be an excellent first lady. I think she's very pretty.
Yeah.
So, you know, why not? It's been a while since there's been like a really pretty first lady, right? Like, who's like the last really pretty first lady?
And she's got a beautiful name too. I looked it up. It's Melania. It's Czechoslovakian for bountiful bosom. So that's just a really, you know, like her heart, like her bosom, her heart.
Yeah, of course, right. So what? Well, you know, if it comes down to like Ted Cruz and Hillary Clinton, who do you vote for then, Kaceytron?
I don't know. Like, I'm just not a really big fan of Hillary Clinton. You know, ever since the email scandal, like, she belongs in prison. Hillary for prison 2016. And then Cruz isn't even an American citizen. So I just think I would have to sit the vote out. You know, and I think anybody who would vote in that election is un-American.
Wow. Strong words from Kaceytron.
That's
Don't
just
vote
my
in that
opinion.
election, America.
Who would you vote for?
I don't know. I think I'd just cry.
He would cast his vote by crying.
Just go into the polling place and cry on the ballot.
See where the teardrops land.
Just let your tears soak the ballot and then drop it in the
Are
machine.
they saying
and leave.
Bernie Sanders is winning now?
In Wisconsin, yes.
There's no way Bernie Sanders is going to win. Like, Reddit thinks that just because they're backing him, he's going to win the election or whatever, but it's like, he's not.
Well, I mean, you know that Reddit is just like a subsite of Fortune, right?
Yeah, they have like some connections, but they broke off a long time ago.
Wow, Cruz has
You know,
already
Reddit doesn't
won.
really have the anonymous stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah, the anonymous stuff. That's
Cruz
true.
done won in Wisconsin.
There it is.
Oh, he already did? He won?
Yep.
Yeah, they called it that early. Look how many
So-
votes he has.
Let's actually talk to me a little bit then about why this is a big deal. Like, does this make his math really bad going forward? Because I know he's supposed to like sweep the eastern states. Trump.
Trump, yeah. I mean, it makes it a lot harder for him to actually get to the delegate count, which makes a brokered convention more likely.
Oh, got it.
So that's pretty much, and you know, a brokered convention, the GOP might say, well, we've never liked Trump. He's not establishment. We want an establishment candidate. Here's fucking Ted Cruz or John Kasich. You know?
Got it. Yeah.
Which I think would be an affront to most people.
I think it would be a miscarriage of justice, and I think
It
that
would be. I agree.
I think that Trump supporters everywhere would rise up and start killing people, metaphorically killing people. Like, I'm not saying like actually like going out and shooting people, but like killing them. You know what I mean? Like murdering them.
I'd definitely make a sign.
Make a sign. What would the sign say?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to think about it more, but maybe just like Trump for president still.
You know what?
Still? Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. I like that.
Casey,
Yeah, I
since
would definitely
you're-
make a sign to do.
You're clearly politically active and you know about making signs and stuff. Let me ask you something. Like, I got really mad one time because I used to be from California, and they were trying to make.
You know that they have marijuana legalized there.
Yeah, well, that was why I was mad, because I was voting on that. They were trying to legalize the marijuana.
Mhm.
And I made a sign, like I was like, I have to do something, so I made a sign, but I didn't know like where to go to stand with my sign. Like, what are some good places to stand when you've made a sign when you're angry about something?
Well, the other thing you need is a megaphone.
Okay, so like a sign and a megaphone, but then like where would I go though with that? Do I just go outside my
college
front porch?
college campuses, anywhere where
Oh.
the young kids go to try to like tell them the dangers of marijuana. You know, and whenever you tell them it, they're going to get like really frustrated because a lot of them actually partake in marijuana. So you
Right.
really just have to ask them to have like an open mind. And then whenever you really start telling them the reasons why it would be hurtful to the country and things like that, you know, they start kind of listening a little bit better whenever you tell them the dangers about it.
Yeah. Got it.
Finally.
So college campuses. So you would make a Trump.
What did your
sign
sign say, Paul? Where did you actually end up going, since you didn't know this information then?
Well, that's why I was asking Casey, because I made the sign and everything because I was really like, and I know how Casey feels, because I think Casey's like me. She's really politically like savvy. She knows what's going on, and like she cares about things.
Yeah,
and so
I keep up with current events.
Yeah, me too. And so I cared so much about it that I had to make a sign, and I made this great sign, but I didn't know where to go. So it said 420 equals 666.
Yeah. I see that.
See, I would try to stay away from stuff like that, because a lot of people who smoke marijuana also believe in the devil.
Wow.
So they would look at that and they would actually be happy. Like, they'd be like, you know what I mean? Like, it would encourage it even more. So I actually had a shirt on sale. It's no longer on sale, but it just was like 420, and then it had a big red X through it. You know, just something really simple like that.
Well,
my sign interest.
My sign had two sides on it, so I could flip it so that people could get two pieces of my message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other side said, "Don't stash the hash," because I looked up on the internet.
What's funny? What did you look at?
I looked up on the internet like things that people.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, things that people that smoke weed say. You know? Like stash.
Have you seen the Vape Nation thing?
Vape Nation.
There's the new Vape Nation meme.
I think it's pronounced mem.
Yeah, the meme, the Vape Nation.
No, it's mem. Mem.
Oh, it's mem. Oh, I've always said meme. So.
Is it like a group of like guys that think they're really cool just because they do that they like stupid like vaping thing?
I don't know. I just know they've been posting it all over Twitch. They're like Vape Nation, rise up, you know? It's just like a new meme they've been doing, so. And they've been doing it. It just started whenever the Pot Smoker Month started is how long it's been going on for. So it definitely coincides with the Pot Smoker holiday.
Yeah, that's coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually I was going to go to, in Denver, they actually have the Cannabis Cup, where they like have people come and they celebrate the marijuana because it's legalized there. And I was going to go and I was going to protest the marijuana legalization there, but they actually canceled the festival. So I was really
they knew you were
happy
coming
for
to
that. And that was
protest.
I don't know if they knew. Like, I hadn't made any announcements about it yet, but they canceled the festival. So that was a huge win. Yeah, that was a huge win.
They knew you were. They knew you didn't have anything to do, and they're like, Kaceytron on the internet's a pretty big activist on this shit. She's huge on Twitch. We don't want to fuck. We don't want to fuck with her.
I mean, don't you fear for your safety when you're out in public because of all the crazy people out there, like Fortune?
I do fear for it sometimes, I guess, but because I'm a girl and stuff, I don't think they can hit me.
That's true.
Yeah.
You ever thought about being on that show on Sci-Fi? The Internet Ruined My Life. It's where people go on and they talk about how the internet ruined their lives and stuff.
I mean, the internet hasn't ruined my life, though. The internet makes my life great. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But don't you get a lot of threats and stuff and haters for, how awesome you are?
Yeah, but I also get a lot of free money, so.
That's cool. We get a lot of free money, too. That's why we like it as well.
Yeah. But I was, recently thinking, and this is just something that I've been thinking about recently because I've always just said, I get free money, and then I guess the money is not actually free because somebody's working for it.
Wow.
Wait until you find out that there's that when they give you free money that you have to pay a tax on the free money, because that sucks.
Oh yeah. I have to.
Trump is going to put an end to that stupid shit.
I hope so. Yeah, that's also why I don't want a Democratic president or whatever, because they just try to give money to poor people.
And like, yeah, it's funny like how people will say like when you see a homeless guy, don't give him money because he'll probably use it for drugs. But then they want to like take money from your paycheck to give it to the homeless guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like,
all you're doing is funding drugs.
yeah, and I, like I don't make money to support other people doing marijuana, so.
Have you lost anybody in your personal life to marijuana? If it's too personal a question, you don't have to answer it, Casey. But I just wonder because you're such an activist. You know what I mean for this cause.
My sister is actually a marijuana addict, and it is like a really touchy part of our family. We've had to spend a lot of money like taking her to rehab centers and things like that, but she just can't really get off the plant because it's just way too addictive.
Yeah.
Wow. Marijuana destroys lives.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, it destroys families as well, so.
I've seen it happen a million times, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play another video.
All right.
Yeah, we got really off topic.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
When you're smoking tobacco pipes,
Yeah.
the time just flies by. Glenn Beck envisions President Ted Cruz's White House literally running the Senate as well.
Cool.
Because one of his biggest obstacles is the Senate, right? Just trying to get things through the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So let me think out of the
gained
box,
weight.
and I have no information on this, but let me just think out of the box, okay? Let's say...
Yeah, we said he's kind of like Fat Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, he's gained a lot of weight.
Let's say you got a pit bull in there as your vice president.
Did he say
Let's
a pit bull?
Yeah, a pit bull, yeah.
Can you do that?
I don't think there's anything in like the Constitution or what do you call them? You know what I'm talking about, Casey? The amendments
rules or whatever. The
amendment.
rules.
Yeah, the rules.
The
and
Bill
the
of
rules
Rights.
that doesn't say that you can't have a dog for president,
vice president,
or vice president even.
Well,
I don't remember
for vice president. So
I don't remember the Constitution saying that the president had to be a human.
Yeah,
there isn't anything that says that, honestly.
It's Carly Fiorina, okay? And you put Carly Fiorina as your vice president.
Wait, did he say the pit bull was Carly Fiorina?
I always knew there was something a little strange about her.
She was a Republican that ran for president for a short time.
Did she die or something?
No, she just didn't stand a chance.
Many years ago, and they actually reanimated her embalmed corpse, and that's what
to be a pit bull.
No, just to run for president as a
okay.
as an
she
embalmed
died and was
corpse.
reincarnated as a pit bull. We're very confused on this point, Glenn. You gotta speak clearer, man.
Carly, you know who you should read? You should read The Life of Thomas Jefferson. And
can you imagine being one of these people that like comes to this show and you're just sitting in a fucking lawn chair with this big fucking wood fucking panel wall behind you. There's barely any fucking audience space. It's like 3 rows. And they're just sitting there fucking like, yeah, wow.
Yeah, you're sitting like 15 feet away from him. He's sitting on a couch.
You know, and it's like he could have made his stage set up so much like a little smaller and had more space for the crowd.
I'd be all nervous, afraid he was going to make eye contact with me. I'd be like,
It'd be so awkward.
Yeah.
Looking into his fucking eyes.
It's more important to Glenn Beck to look like he's in like a 1840s pub basement, you know, with dusty old labelless wine bottles and no, dude, no, just stop.
Do you think he ever like puts anything under their seats like as prizes, like Oprah?
You got a car.
If it does, it's probably really like shitty prizes though. It's probably like
his book.
like his book or like a coupon for 15% off a gallon of milk or something. Like it's something just like useless that nobody's ever
off
going
your
to.
first year of survivalgear.com.
Yeah.
The apocalypse is coming.
Particularly when he was the vice president of the United States. Because the vice president has a dual role. The vice president is also, what else? Head of the Senate.
What did he say?
That.
Oh, and the audience answered too.
Yeah.
Well, I think he might have forgotten, and he had to ask the audience to remind him.
So wait, the vice president is also head of the Senate?
Yes.
Yep.
And then, like, if the president dies, then the vice president's the president. So he's like the alternate president, right?
I always thought that was a bad idea because, if I was the vice president, who would I be aiming to kill at that point? The president,
The vice president only really votes like in a tie. He's the tie.
That's what happened in House of Cards, right? Like he killed the vice president
Oh yeah.
to become president. Like I don't mean to do spoilers. Sorry.
He became.
I just started. I just started watching that show.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do spoilers or anything.
Awkward.
I'm feeling really triggered now. I might be quiet for a while.
All right, Paul. I
I'm
need to
sorry.
heal. It's okay. He'll be fine in 5 or 6 minutes. Probably.
All right. Let's do the religious. No, not that one. Donald Trump third party run.
Yeah. I say yes.
You think so?
Yeah, I say that every candidate who doesn't get in at this point should just do their own third party run. Fuck it.
That would be weird. It would split a lot of votes.
That's what I'm saying. Just let everyone run.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
The primary process is irrelevant. We just fucking have 100 presidents. 100 people running for president. No particular party affiliation. You choose the one you like, you vote for them, and then even if someone wins with just 11%, they're the president. Seems reasonable.
Well, no, but it makes sense to have a lot of presidents though. Because we already have one backup, but what if the backup dies? Then it would be nice to have.
Yeah, there's no vice president.
It's the speaker.
No, it's not.
No,
Ben. What are you talking
no.
about? You're an imbecile. Shut
For
up,
example,
Ben. That's wrong.
Casey is a professional gamer, and I'm sure that she has several joysticks. As backup joysticks, so that if the joystick she uses when she's playing League of Legends breaks.
Said you're cutting out, Paul.
Joysticks, joypads, or whatever you use to play video games.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have 5 or 6 of them, right? Backup ones.
yeah, I have backup keyboards and stuff like that. Yeah, in case I break my keyboards. There was one time I spilled Mountain Dew in it.
So if we spill Mountain Dew on a president, we want to have a backup president. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
What if someone just kills everyone in the entire government? What do we do then? Who's president then? We need
I
to
guess
fucking
we
have
just
a
have to
contingency.
start over.
Maybe that's a good idea. Who knows?
That's the only reason why. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that's the only reason why we should vote for Hillary. Is she would just ruin America and then we'd start over.
You think it's like pressing the reset button, kind of?
Yeah, she would just destroy it.
Cool.
Are you ruling out running as an independent third-party candidate? Are you ruling that out?
Look, I'm by far no, it's not that simple. I'm by far the front runner as a Republican. I want to run as a Republican. I will beat Hillary Clinton.
But if you don't get the nomination?
We're going to have to see how I was treated. I'm going to have to see how I was treated. Very simple.
Do you think that Trump would run as a third-party candidate if there's a contested convention that ultimately picks someone else?
I think he's using his leverage right now as much as he possibly can. Look, he doesn't have much room for margin for error. He loses Wisconsin, and I have a hard time, and I've counted delegates in 7 presidential races. I have a hard time coming up with the number he needs. And so if it goes to a second ballot, there are going to be a lot of people, like Michael said before, that are party regulars, that are people that are already saying they're going to peel off in the second ballot.
Yeah, so he lost Wisconsin, so I don't think the math works out to where he can reach the amount of delegates he needs to be definitively the nominee.
And that's when you get
I don't know.
fucking Trump's independent run, dude. Split the
If there's a
Republican
will,
vote.
there's a way, you know? That's what I say.
I say if Trump fucking does a third party run, then Sanders can do a third party run too, and we'll just have 4 fucking people running for president. Why the fuck not?
Mm-hmm.
Give people a wider
I
spectrum
mean,
of
if
shit
Trump
to
wants
choose
to be
from.
president, he'll be president.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
it's
you know,
just like he does what he
it's
wants
really
to.
just the rest. This other shit that's going on right now. This is just the coronation. You know, we all know the crown is gonna fucking end up on Trump's brow, man. Because he's just gonna snap his fingers at America and be like, "Look, I'm fucking Donald Trump. What are you gonna do?" And America's be like, "You know what? He's right. He's fucking right. He is Donald Trump. Are we Donald Trump? Fuck no. He's Donald Trump."
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to have Trump stakes. He had Trump stakes. He wanted to build a Trump tower. He built a Trump tower. You know, he wanted to have a Trump school. He made a Trump school. He wants to be president. He'll be president. You know.
Yeah,
the most impressive thing to me that Trump has done is that he had his own board game.
Yes.
Which, like, can you imagine like thinking up your own board game and like having a game that was basically just you? It would be like if you had a board game that was just like Kaceytron the game. You know what I mean? Like, that's respectable.
I have a game. It's called. Hold on, I'll link it to you.
Oh, Casey has a game.
Yeah, I have a Kaceytron game.
Go play the game, Paul.
Here you go. I mean, it's not a board game. It's like a digital game, but
Still good.
Interesting. So, like, what do I do? Do I just feed you?
yeah.
So I give you the Twinkie, and then. Oh, okay, cool. And then you guys should play this game on.
Yeah, it's
on
really
this
good.
stream.
Really? Yeah. Can we do that?
Yeah, I just have to. I have to get into the chat window.
All right. Bear with
Because
us.
like, it's actually a really interactive game. Like, because she responds.
Yeah, I worked a long
like,
time on that. Yeah.
I can tell.
But then it's like if it's broccoli, then you throw it away.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, dude, the twist.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
There you go.
All right,
Yeah.
let's
So-
do this.
Like, do you want to explain the controls to Ben? Because I had to figure it out. It was kind of hard.
You just use your left mouse click and click start feeding. And then you're just going to kind of drag, the treat, into my mouth. Or if it's like not like a cheeseburger or like McDonald's, then you put it in the trash can.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
She's not eating it.
Yeah.
Eat it.
So she
no, don't give her
likes-
that. Don't give her that. That's an apple. Fuck that.
Yeah, throw that away.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's another game
Hell
I'm working
to
on
the
too.
no.
Dude, feed her the broccoli. What, you don't like broccoli?
Yeah, I don't like broccoli. I don't like
What
healthy
about the-
food.
Oh.
She's not going to eat it. She don't want it.
Eat that shit, Kaceytron. Eat it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm
Oh,
like,
what
no,
the
thank
fuck?
you.
Do you know they can like take a Brussels sprout and wrap it in bacon though?
Oh, I would just eat the bacon.
You just ate the Twitch subscribe button.
Oh yeah, that's a glitch.
That's a glitch.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
wanted there to be like a glitch in the game because you know how like all good games have like a glitch in them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. It's like a established precedent and shit.
But yeah, sorry to get you guys off topic again.
That's all right.
No, it's all good.
That's kind of how we do it. So
we're a rambly, meandering ass podcast.
Yeah. Let's see. Sarah Palin.
What's your opinion of Sarah Palin, Kaceytron?
I really liked Sarah a lot whenever she first, started campaigning to be vice president, because I think she really represented a strong female, and like what the American female should be like, like strong. It's like she's multitasking too, which women are also really good at, because she's like running for vice president and she's like running her family, and everything like that. And then she even had the reality TV show. But then, whenever her 16-year-old daughter got pregnant or whatever, I was just like, what kind of mother is this that lets her 16-year-old daughter go around and have, premarital sex?
That's so true.
Yeah. So it's like you have to look at other things like that. Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, you have to look at other things like that, though. You have to look at how these candidates conduct their lives, like outside of politics. Like Hillary, like let her husband cheat on her. Like what kind of, like, how could she be president? She has no backbone.
What should Hillary have done?
I mean, she should have divorced him.
Like right then and there?
Yeah, right then and there. No doubt about it.
Even though he's the president.
Casey, I'm about to say something really misogynistic and horrible, so plug your ears if you don't want to hear it. Trigger warning. Okay. I remember Sarah Palin being hot at one point, and now she just kind of looks like my crazy aunt.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
What's happened to her?
Yeah, they had like all the pornos and stuff. Whenever she was running for president, do you remember that? Whenever they had like all the porn of like lookalikes and stuff.
Nailin' Palin.
Yeah.
Because of the
didn't that win the Oscar that year?
As it is today, sometimes you just don't get the accurate information that you need, do you? Sometimes, most of the time, things are twisted and turned, and Donald Trump's positions and policies aren't necessarily reported accurately. So let's do a little pop quiz for the sake of the media. Maybe if you guys yell out the answer, then maybe the media will listen to you all, and they can, with respect for you, they will be able to report accurately the answer to these simple questions. Okay, Wisconsin. Who is the only candidate who has actually created middle-class jobs and helped Americans realize the American dream? Who is it?
Trump!
Who is the only candidate who promotes women in his own company and has shattered the glass ceiling decades before that was a popular thing to do? Who respects the women?
Trump does.
Who's the candidate who relies not on those paid political hacks and consultants, those guys who keep losing election and election and election over and over and over again? Who's the one who ignores all that kind of political hacking and actually relies on good advice from the strong women
Didn't
around
she
him,
lose
like
an
his
election?
strong, confident daughter? Who's that? Donald Trump. Who's the only candidate who doesn't support that job-killing trade plan of President Obama's? Hey, you guys.
And Bernie Sanders.
The media, you keep getting that one wrong, too. Cruz has supported it. He does support it. He has twisted his position on the trail, and you guys need to start calling him out on that. So thank you guys for having the right answer for the media. Thank you.
This crowd is like, they're like, this participation doesn't really seem welcome,
No.
Like, they're kind of like, well, we support Trump, so we're going to go along with this, but, we're not enjoying this. This isn't fun for us. They're like, Trump, if I say Trump, she's going to keep talking. Maybe if I actually do stay silent, she won't say anything else.
I've actually been told I look like a young Sarah Palin.
Really?
Yeah, do you think so?
No.
No, probably not.
No. Well, I took it as a compliment.
I think it's time to move on to crazy
Dude,
people.
it got really awkward in here right now, guys. What happened?
Why?
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I think there might be some lag between the Skype and this, but
all right, crazy people.
Who's that guy with the hat?
that's Wild Bill for America. Jesus.
Even when we
right.
have a guest, Ben, you don't spare the guests the horror.
No, never. Paul, I am the goal.
Oh God.
All right, here's a video. It's called "How Christian Guys Describe a Godly Girl." So they're gonna explain how they would describe a godly girl.
Let's do it.
I want to hear it.
I define a godly girl as a girl who is wholeheartedly pursuing God with her life.
A godly girl to me really understands that being a wife and a mother is an extremely high calling.
So to me, a godly girl is a girl who loves the Lord with all her heart and wants to serve Him.
Why aren't you a fucking wife and mother yet, Kaceytron?
I just haven't really found the right guy, but I've been trying. Like, I posted on my Twitch account, like in my About Me, it says that I'm single and I've been like on Tinder and stuff, but I just haven't really found the right one.
Okay.
To me, a godly girl is someone who's patient.
To me, the most attractive thing about a girl is that she is really selfless.
I really admire when girls dress modestly.
You're not
He's
dressed
kinda
very
cute.
modestly, Kaceytron. Why
I'm
don't
wearing
you dress
long
more
sleeves.
modestly? Yeah,
I
but
think
you're-
I'm dressed pretty modestly. This is something that I would actually wear to church.
Yeah. That must be an interesting church. I need to start going to church more.
I really admire a girl who is content with where God has her in life. I admire a girl who has love for people.
I really admire a girl who is respectful towards her parents and is kind to her siblings.
Are you respectful towards your parents and kind to your siblings, Kaceytron? I mean, obviously you're not kind to your pothead sister, but who could be?
My parents are both ex-meth heads too, so my dad just got out of prison. So
you're
I try
not-
not to talk to them or anything.
Wow, that's not what a good Christian girl would do, according
I
to
just
this
had
video,
to separate
Kaceytron.
off contact.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's
That
really
I
what
really
brought me to
appreciate
God.
Girl,
It brought you to God?
Yeah.
Well, don't you think God wants you to bring your family to Him as well, so that they can be saved from their meth head, pothead ways?
I've tried to bring my mom to church before, and she like stole money out of the thing they passed around.
Wait, she stole money out of the collection plate as it was being passed?
Yeah.
Wow. Then you can't if you can't take your mom to church, then where can you? Yeah, you just have to cut contact at that point.
How did you turn out so well, Kaceytron, with such a horrible family?
Well, I just dedicated my life to God, and I dedicated my life to not doing drugs, and I've always been, 420 no and just all around completely drug free, so I've gotten away from a life like that.
Would you say you're straight edge?
Yeah, I'm straight edge. Yeah,
Wow.
I can't go to youth group anymore because I'm too old, but there was one time I got into a new church and I was able to go to youth group, and I just told them that I wasn't over 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah.
So why wouldn't you go to like one of the adult groups at the church?
They're not as fun. Like the youth group churches, like they have bands that play and they have like Xboxes and stuff, so
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that does sound like a better church. They should have like a youth group for adults.
yeah, like something more fun.
Wouldn't church I like, not to mock church, because I go every Sunday and I love it.
Yeah,
I love
Wednesday.
and
Wednesday nights are my favorite.
Yeah, Wednesday nights can get a little crazy at my church. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
about
whenever
your church.
youth group is. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is like, what if we had like Xboxes in every church? So like instead of like coming in and like reading the Bible, which I can do on my own time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We could just we could play like some Xbox or something in church.
Yeah, I mean, they have to have a way to bring the kids in because who else are they going to get to like start believing in God and carrying on everything without like Xboxes and Nintendo games and stuff like that. So, you know, it's a way to lure them in.
Is
and
that how
then
you became a
can teach
gamer
them.
as well, or?
Oh yeah, I started playing World of Warcraft with the youth group, which it was like a really kind of I go to like a more progressive church that allows, you know, World of Warcraft, and I asked my minister if it was okay, and he said it was fine as long as none of us could play a warlock. So I actually first I started playing a druid, but I also have a paladin that I play as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and whenever I play
those
Dungeons and Dragons, I
like
also
legit
play a
for that.
paladin. Yeah.
Yeah, the paladin seems like the most godly of the classes to
Yeah,
choose
and
from.
not at all like a warlock in any way.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Do you guys play Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
I have before.
I can't say I do.
Oh.
I've played video game Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah. I haven't played the video game version. We should play sometime, though. I'll bring my dice.
Okay.
But like, I'm a little disturbed that you said in World of Warcraft you played a druid, because druids are kind of like new age, kind of like hippie nature worshiper type of like they're not godly. They are not godly.
Right, and I didn't understand that at first, and that's why I switched over to Paladin.
To Paladin, okay.
Yeah, and my class in D&D is a Paladin. I'm a level 23 Paladin in Dungeons and Dragons, and I make sure to tithe 20% of all of my earnings to the church.
In Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, and my group
Okay.
really hates me for it because I make them do it too. Because in Dungeons and Dragons, like, you know, a paladin gets all of their powers from God and everything, and if you don't tithe to God, then he'll take away your powers, and then you're just a warrior. So
Wow. I did not know
Yeah.
those rules.
Yeah.
You're obviously
Yeah, it's in the
a
books.
fucking expert in Dungeons and Dragons, man.
yeah, I'm working on becoming a DM.
A dungeon master.
Yeah, I want to be a dungeon master.
Would you, if you were a dungeon master creating a D&D campaign, would you put a lot of strong female NPCs in the game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Like,
sure.
would you-
Like really, like Medusa and stuff, like half naked ones. You know?
Right. Yeah.
They had those in Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
Symphony of the Night. All right. Let's listen to more of this crap.
All right.
Selflessness and a girl who's kind.
I admire a girl who gets outside
He's
of
kinda
herself
cute.
and invests in the lives of others.
I know a girl who really prioritizes God in her life. Every morning she talks with the Lord through prayer and reads her Bible and really just yearns to hear from the Lord.
So I know a girl who's kind, and she truly looks for ways that she can bless other people, even if it's just like writing a letter, or just saying a kind word, or just sitting there and listening to someone's life story for the 15th time.
The qualities I admire most in the girl are having a servant's heart and doing things when she's not told to do them by her parents.
A godly girl to me spends time with the real people in her life rather than spending all her time on social.
Why are they all like teenagers and then there's just like this fucking 35-year-old dude just throwing it in? He's just like, oh, yeah, I'm still looking.
I like any girl. Any girl that's godly. The woman can be nothing but godly. Just any woman at this point would be great.
How old do you think he is?
35.
I'd say
I
he's
don't
at
know.
least, his early to mid
least-
30s.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
kind of
like
cute.
29 at the fucking youngest.
What I find unattractive in a girl is someone who is totally self-focused.
I find a girl unattractive when she tries to draw attention to herself.
I find it unattractive when a girl is really loud and boisterous.
It's really unattractive when a girl dresses.
Yep. Don't speak unless you're spoken to.
Bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay. Kaceytron goes to a more progressive church than this one. They like Xbox. These guys don't have Xbox at their church.
Immodestly.
Qualities I'm praying for in a future wife would be definitely servant's heart and having the joy of the Lord.
Do you have a servant's heart, Kaceytron? Because you
Yeah.
just said you want to be a dungeon master a moment ago.
Yeah, There's
the
a lot of
dungeon
things
master.
I do for.
Would you
there's a
start
lot of
calling
things
yourself
I
like
do.
Mistress Kaceytron if you were a dungeon master, or?
Yeah, I guess I would be more of like a dungeon mistress.
Wow.
Would be like the more correct term.
Yeah, I
But,
think so.
I do try to be selfless. I'm actually working on putting together a few different charities.
But I thought you said it's not for poor people, though, right?
No, it's for. I'm working on a charity, and it's going to be called Charity. CHAIRITY, and we're
Right.
going to raise money to help other girls who don't have $400 DX Racer chairs to be able to have money to buy them.
Wow.
Do you know
Finally,
the DX Racer chairs?
Well,
I'm not familiar, but is that
Yeah.
what you're sitting in right now? Or?
Well, I'm sorry.
I don't
what is
have a
it?
DX Racer chair. Mine's
You
just
need
a
to get
normal
one
chair.
though. You need
Yeah,
to get
I
one
need
of
to
those.
get one too. I'll be the first girl, like, given to you from the charity. But like all of the girls on Twitch have like $400 DX Racer chairs, and that's like one of the first things they do is they like put up a fundraiser, on their stream that's like DX Racer chair, $400, and then like guys donate to them to be able to get them the chair that they need so they can be comfortable while they play games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if I
cause.
could get you one because it's like girls only,
Yeah.
Right.
So I
Understandable.
apologize.
Not everything is for men. Girls
Yeah,
have to have
another-
some stuff. Make up for all those
I-
periods and shit.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing that I'm working on is I'm working on a rehabilitation center for beta fish.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I got like
that-
some fish tanks and stuff.
for beta fish. So like beta fish that are like what, stricken with guilt because they killed the other beta fish in the tank.
No, just like the ones at Walmart that look like they're about to die. I'm gonna go and like save them from Walmart. So that's
You're
another
do-
thing that I'm working on. Yeah, I'm doing a lot for.
Yeah.
You're doing
You
the
know, and
Lord's
it's for
work,
a good
Kaceytron.
cause.
You
You
are
really
doing
are.
the Lord's work.
You really are.
And these are how taking on two charities at once. I mean, that's a monstrous undertaking.
Yeah, my hands are really full right now.
Those fish really do look raggedy.
Really full. Paul, you're having a mental breakdown.
I had a question
Remember
about
how triggered you are supposed to be.
I had a question about the dairy farm. Have you been to visit the dairy farm yet? And if not, will you?
I haven't been to visit the dairy farm yet. I hope to be taking a trip to the dairy farm very soon.
Are you
It's
going to milk any
been
of the cows personally, or?
no, I don't know any of the cows personally, but they are all like grass fed and they're completely uncaged and they're able to roam over 100 acres of grassland. So
Are you going to milk them though?
I don't milk them. They actually have a machine that they strap you
Oh.
to and then they milk you that way.
Have you ever tried the machine?
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you going to a dairy to get milk? Is that what's happening?
No, I just know how the machines worked because
But
I've
they
had
said
it
they
done
strapped.
before.
You've been strapped to a machine and been milked.
Yeah, it was for something else. So it's not human
What was
milk
it for?
necessarily.
What was it for?
I was donating milk to just like this. I was donating milk to this guy that he needed it for because it's the only kind of milk that he had. Like he didn't like other. So it was like a donation.
Right, so that was another charity.
Yeah, but I made money off of that though, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
It was a service.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
gee.
I just know how the machines work.
Got it.
But
Yeah,
yeah, it's a really nice dairy farm, and they've been sponsoring me for several months now, and they have a website, greengrovesdairyfarm.com.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's under construction still, but they're going to be getting it up soon. They just aren't really up to date with technology.
Being a dairy farm and all.
Yeah, they're very focused. On the
Yeah,
dairy
yeah, they
farming.
still do everything pretty much like pen and paper, you know. And the company right now, because the original owners of the dairy farm died, it's being ran by their sons, and both of the sons are gay, but they're not gay together. They have 2 gay sons, but they're not. They're
How
just
do you know? Do you have cameras in their house observing them 24/7?
No, they just told me, and I could kind of tell.
You can kind of tell they didn't really seem attracted to each other.
No, they weren't gay together or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it's 2 gay sons, so it is a more progressive dairy farm. I would say probably more progressive than the other dairy farms.
Yeah, wow. All right, so I'm gonna play another video. Well, I don't know, because will this go over this? I don't know what I'm doing. I'll wait for Ben to get back. Paul.
Yeah.
What are you
I'm
doing?
sorry. Yes. Just recovering from I have a panic disorder, and it causes me to giggle like uncontrollably on
For
and
no
off.
reason.
So
For no apparent reason.
no reason.
It happens.
Clearly, no reason. So I have to live with that.
You should see a doctor about that shit.
Mhm.
I have. They have no idea.
Have they prescribed you anything?
Yeah. They prescribed me a few things, but nothing helps. It just happens, so.
Wow. Dark days for Paul.
Yeah.
Let's see more crazy shit. All right, here is a video that I know Kaceytron will not agree with.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
It asks the question: are feminists morally required to be vegetarian or vegan?
No, that's stupid.
Yeah, so
that is stupid.
Hey y'all, this is another video in a series I do with Everyday Feminism, which is a website dedicated to helping you break down and stand up to everyday oppression. So in this video, I wanted to talk about whether or not feminism...
A boot.
I detect
Okay.
Canadian...
Yeah.
She's from Canada. She don't even know.
Yeah, she's from Canada for sure. Look how big her eyes are too.
Yeah, her eyes are too big. What's wrong with your
yeah,
fucking
like what's
eyes?
up with that?
Requires us to be vegetarian or vegan. So this is something that I'm actually asked about pretty often.
You can't even
More
see her
specifically,
cleavage or anything
vegetarians
either.
and vegans
Yeah.
sometimes
How do
go
you even
around
know she's
telling
really a
meat
woman?
eaters whether their eating habits are consistent with their feminist beliefs, or whether they think they're wrong. And I'm a vegetarian myself for about, I don't know, a year and a half now. But I don't feel any need or desire to tell other people how they should eat or how their eating may or may not relate to feminism. That said, I do still think that this is an interesting question, and if meat consumption, or maybe more accurately supporting the meat industry, is anti-feminist in some ways, as I've been told, or destructive to equality in some ways, does that make us morally required as feminists to be vegetarian or vegan? So I wanted to use this video to break it down a bit with some help from a paper by a philosopher named Christina Van Dyke.
So she's going to lay it all out. So
Christina Van Dyke.
Yeah. You can already tell she's one of those fucking. She probably smokes marijuana too.
Look how she looks baked in this fucking picture.
She
Look how her
probably.
eye,
smokes
look at that
marijuana.
lazy eye. Like,
oh shit.
Yeah. Go back to your fucking go smoke under a bridge, you fucking weirdo hippie.
Mhm.
As soon as somebody
Go do some
reveals-
more art.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as
Quit sullying
somebody
the internet with your shit.
As soon as someone reveals to me that they're from Canada, like, I don't know, whatever, you may feel different, but
It's Canada, Paul.
Canada, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just slip of the tongue, Canada. When they reveal that they're from Canada, I just don't consider anything that they say. Like, I don't even like hear them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because all you hear is
it's
a boot, a boot, a boot, a boot. It's like
It's like, what do they even do up there? You know.
Yeah.
They eat at Him Tortons.
I don't even
I
think that's her
heard that
natural
they're
hair
trying
color
to.
either.
Yeah, it's not. Definitely not.
And I'll put the information for that paper in the description. So to start, the main argument you'll likely hear in favor of feminist vegetarianism or veganism is that of linked oppression.
I don't think this is even a woman. I think we're just looking at like a 12-year-old boy in drag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do.
So basically, this is the idea that women are consistently objectified in a morally problematic way that is very similar to the way that animals are objectified.
Whatever, Junior. Go home.
I mean,
Let your dad
I guess
beat
whenever
some
you
sense
think
into you.
about it, like, she's kind of right. Like, women are objectified because of, like, their breasts and things like that, and she can also have breasts that people objectify, you know?
But
like,
she
as
doesn't
far
even
as,
have
like,
breasts
size
to be
goes.
objectified, so how does she know, you know?
Yeah,
When you
I mean, it
when you
doesn't
talk
really
about
pertain
it,
to her.
when you talk about it, it comes from like, no one's trying to objectify her because she's too ugly. I mean, when you talk about objectification, you know, it has power and resonance because you obviously have been victimized by objectification. She's not been
Yeah.
victimized by objectification, so she doesn't have any room to
Yeah.
talk. She's appropriating hot people culture or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she
So
doesn't know
similar-
how we feel.
She doesn't.
In the way that both women and animals are positioned as objects rather than subjects. Different in that women are positioned as sexual objects and animals are edible objects. So both women and animals are...
Women are also edible. I mean, I'm just going to put that out there.
Well, yeah, and I try and treat my women as sexual subjects. So I just want to make that clear, just so Casey knows that she's in a
what
friendly
way?
place. Like, well, no, because I don't want them to be sexual objects.
Can you
So-
explain furtherly?
Well, okay, so like a subject, would be like somebody who is subject to torture or something, right? So like I subject.
So you're into, like, the BDSM stuff, or...
No, well, I'm not into it, but I just do it because I don't want to be treating women as an object, and the only way to not treat women like an object is to treat
so
them
you
like
treat
a
them
subject.
like a subject?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my subject.
Like you're a king and they're your subjects.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah,
it only
I
makes
guess that
sense
kind
to
of
me.
Makes sense.
Because if I were to like date a girl and then treat her all nice and bring her flowers, well, that's just patriarchy telling me what I have to do to appease her womanhood. Like, I'm going to trade these flowers that I didn't even pick for your vagina, right? So I just cut the bullshit out and I just grab them. Never mind.
Never mind.
Okay.
I don't give them a choice. Like
What were you gonna say? You don't give them a choice? Or?
well, yeah, because if I get
okay, well, that gets into
no,
rape, you know,
no,
and I
no.
don't think we have time to get
I don't
into that right now.
But it's not rape that I'm talking about, though. I'm just talking about, like, I don't want to
Do
objectify.
you have a safe word?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What is it?
Well, if I told you that, then I wouldn't be. Then I'd be objectifying you. If you knew the safe word, then I'm treating you like an object and not a subject.
Yeah. Well, I have a safe word that I do on my stream, so.
What is it?
Putso banana, please.
Putso
got
banana,
bananas in
please.
there.
How is it possible that we have the same safe word?
Is that really your safe word too?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I tried to think of the craziest thing that nobody would ever scream out, you know, and then I just never tell anybody the safe word. But like now everybody knows. Whoops.
Like your fucking days are numbered, Paul.
I don't even know. I don't even know where this part of the interview went. I don't know. I don't know how we arrived where we are.
Yeah, you do.
Look at all that art behind her. It's like maybe
Yeah.
instead of like doing YouTube videos, she should just go do more art or something and like just go and live in like an abandoned building and do art so we don't have to deal with her nonsense, you know?
Yeah, she could just do art and no one will ever see that, so it'll be fine. It won't infect society because no one's going to look at that and be like, this is worth my time.
Also often thought about as being
With you guys, she's going to be a totally useful member of society. She is probably a Canadian women's studies major, and she will be stocking shelves at a grocery store like soon after graduation. So,
Yeah. I actually went to school for women's studies.
Did you? Did you get a
I got a degree and I have had hard time getting work, so I've actually gone back to school and I'm getting my degree in massage therapy, so I'm going to be a misogynist.
Cool. Okay. A misogynist. Got it. Yeah.
Especially embodied, so women are considered, more tied to nature and the...
Yeah, tied. Women tied, Paul. What do you think about that?
Is she talking about her period? Women
I
tied?
don't know.
Oh, she's talking about something else.
Oh, women tied. Yeah, I think that's what she was talking about.
Okay.
The crimson
embodied
tide.
and the sort of archetypal, rational, disembodied man who, thinks with his brain only. And, that's why there's those sayings like...
Wait.
Or people ask, like, is she...
Was she just like... She was just talking bad about men by saying that she was acting like men don't think with their brains normally.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? That's what she said. Do you take offense to that?
Yes. I'm fucking bitterly offended to my fucking core. But
because you know what she's insinuating, because I've heard this before where, women say that men don't think with their brain, they only think with their their penis. Do you find that offensive?
No.
Because that's what she just insinuated.
Yeah, but I find it offensive coming from her, but in general, I don't find it offensive.
Why? Is it because it's true?
No, I don't fucking take kindly to being spoken to from, this cross-dressing 12-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so obvious that's what's going on here. I don't know why I'm the only one that's on board with this. It's fucking obvious. I mean, this is an obvious forgery. This is not a real woman. This is some dude dressing up and spouting a bunch of nonsense so that he can damage the good name of feminists like Kaceytron. I think that's what's really going on. That's my conspiracy theory. Maybe I'm mistaken, but that's just how I feel about the subject. Yeah, you've seen them.
Yeah.
They
try to make other feminists look bad.
There was a scam artist called Anita Sarkeesian that was like stealing your entire shtick. She's out there. She's trying to act like she's Kaceytron.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
She's not nearly as good though. She's really quite awful compared to you.
Yeah, I've seen they talk about her on Reddit a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame because, she puts herself out there and then people see that and they think that's what a feminist is. But really, they should be going to the Kaceytron and seeing what feminism is really about.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just rushing to judgment, they see this Anita Sarkeesian out there who's probably not even a real feminist, just out there trying to damage the reputation of real feminists like Kaceytron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to raise the glass ceiling for feminism.
Yeah, raise it. Raise that glass ceiling.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough of this. What is this?
No, let's skip that one.
Yeah, no.
Let's do this one.
Okay.
Is the morning after pill an abortion pill?
Yep.
There are many pro-life doctors who would say the morning after pill has an abortifacient element. It causes the thinning of the uterine wall.
No, but it does look like him.
Oh, it's not him. Okay.
It's Bill Nye's brother.
Oh, I didn't know he had a brother.
Yeah, Bill Nye was the pot-smoking brother. This guy is the one who stayed off the drugs. That's why he talks a lot more sense,
Wall, which can cause a sloughing of the fertilized egg. In other words, it performs an abortion. However, you should also know that there are pro-life doctors who say, no, we're not so sure. It probably doesn't, and Marco Rubio has decided to take that position. We don't think that it takes a human life, so we think that it's okay, That kind of reminds me of a 10-second rule.
10-second rule.
Someone in the road.
No, that's just a jacket.
Are you crazy? Stop the car.
I could be wrong, but I think it's just a jacket.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
It's a you shall not murder. They went with a real modern translation. I like when it's all thou shalt not. This "you shall."
Well, it sounds more like what God would speak like. So for me, like knowing that I'm going to heaven as a Christian guy, I've prepared myself to speak to God because I just don't assume that I can go up to God and be like, "Yo, sup, dude?" You know, like I'm gonna be like, "Hello, thee."
How art thou?
How art thee on this fine merry winter's day? You know,
I don't
like
think you even need to speak to God because he knows. You know, you don't even need. You're transparent to him. You know, so
I don't think that's one of God's powers. Actually, I think it's the devil that can read your thoughts.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
No, God is.
I need to go. I really do need to go to more
powerful.
church. You know, I didn't know their dress codes were as they were, as Kaceytron informed me earlier, and I didn't know
there's
there was
the Book of
Xboxes.
You know, I love going to church, you know, and I haven't been going as much as I would like to lately because of stuff with the stream and stuff like that. But just like sitting down and reading the Bible can just really give you so much comfort, you know, just knowing that everything's going to be okay. You know, whenever you just sit down and really read it and soak in the words and soak in the gospel that God's putting out there, you know.
So you just said a lot has been going on with your stream.
Oh yeah.
What's been going on?
Oh, you know, just like the same, you know, attacks and different things like that, you know.
Wow.
From Fortune.
Fucking
Fortune. You know, and just like the constant attacks. You know, it's just really hard. It's like, yeah, I'm a girl. Yeah, I'm random. Yeah, I play games. Get over it. And people just don't get over it. And they keep on like attacking me and calling me names and like, you know, making insinuations that I'm like a whore.
And meanwhile, you're doing all this work behind the scenes to save those like raggedy looking beta fish that everybody sees every time they go to Walmart, you know.
And does nothing about.
Yeah, and you're trying to give back, you know, and it's pretty disgusting.
I always try to give back to the community. That's why I gave away my headset.
Yeah.
So there you are with your shotgun in hand, standing outside of a forest. Some people exit the woods and state, "We think there might be people in there. You probably shouldn't shoot." But then other people come walking out of the woods and state, "Well, we're not exactly sure if anybody is in there or not." So you decide to lean their way and you start shooting into the woods. Try defending that position in a court of law. You would be thrown into a hooskow because you fired and didn't know if there was a target. And that is precisely the issue with the morning after pill. If we do not know, we do not take a risk with an innocent human life.
What do you make of it?
Well, you know, a lot of people, you know, the people that believe in science and other stuff like that, you know, want to think that there's like a certain point where life starts, you know. And we Christians believe that life starts at the moment of conception. You know,
what about all the individual like sperm and stuff by themselves? You know, they all have the potential to become a human being.
Well,
and most
you know,
of them will not.
As we all know, God has a plan for all of us.
Right.
So all of those sperms, you know, that don't, you know, become into, you know, a human or whatever, you know, God's plan for them was to just be a sperm, you know, and that's kind of why, that's like my only, that's why I am okay with abortion, because, you know, it's within God's will, you know, maybe it's within God's will that you were an abortion.
Wow, yeah,
you know?
I see
so
what you're
that's
saying.
why I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Why wouldn't God though then, if that's true, if all the other sperms are not potential lives, then why wouldn't a God just make a guy like produce one sperm every time there was sex? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One miracle sperm, like one swimmer. Maybe like one giant sperm, so there's not like a size difference between the, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, because, you know, as you know, like God likes to kill a lot of people, so.
Yeah, God. I mean, if you read the Bible, God does like death. You know.
Yeah,
So-
he likes to. Yeah, he likes to do a lot of killings and stuff like that. So all of those sperms, you know, they're like deaths that he didn't have to do to like actual people.
And the abortions. The abortions. I
Like
mean,
think
God
about how
likes
many
abortion.
more people God might want to kill, you know, had all of those sperms not been lost.
We should just dedicate all the abortions to God instead of giving them to Moloch like we were doing. Give them to God, and then he'll be like appeased and shit. They give him like as sacrifices to God. Every time a woman gets an abortion, they like, okay, we dedicate this kill to Jesus, and then they jam their sword up or whatever they do, you know, and
Yeah.
then the baby, it goes up to heaven, and I don't know, God eats it or whatever.
You know, and that's God's will for it. That's God's will. God has a story for everyone, and, you know, maybe God's story was that you weren't going to make it past, you know, the womb, right?
Yeah. Seems reasonable. This guy, I think this dude, you know, he's thinking with his heart and not with his head, like Kaceytron.
Yeah, you have to think logically. Like, there's a lot of Christians who I feel just don't really think logically whenever it comes to the Bible and different things like that.
That's true. I've seen it a million times. That's what. What's that, Paul?
Was that? I'm sorry, logic?
Yeah.
Are we talking? Oh, okay.
Yeah, logic.
Logic.
Okay, carry on.
Talking logically.
Kind of like the shirts that Dusty has, Logic wear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do you want to say it, Paul?
Oh no.
I know
I
that
was just
some
making
people
sure we
have
were all
different
talking about the same thing.
pronunciation.
What did you think? What did you think we were talking about?
I don't know. Like I didn't hear the word completely clearly, and I thought it was logic. So I was right.
Okay,
yeah, carry on. I know what logic is.
You really, you know, sometimes you worry me over there, Paul.
He's very illogical.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. Because, you know, I don't know. First it was your weird spasming laughter spells. Then you're forgetting how to pronounce, you know, certain words. And now, like, you seem unfamiliar with the concept of logic for a moment. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you should check what's in your tobacco pipe.
Yeah, dude. Maybe someone might have laced that with some marijuana. Did you get that tobacco from a reputable source?
All right. Fuck. I should have known better. I should have known that Kaceytron would be on to me. I'm a marijuana addict, okay? And look, I just want to reach across the aisle and say, don't start this stuff because it takes over your whole life, you know? And look at me. Like, I'm blessed with really good looks and, like, a really good physique. But beyond that, like, I've got nothing really going for me. You
I'm
know
going
what I
to be
mean?
honest with you. I knew as soon as you were wearing those sunglasses, I knew that was marijuana in your pipe because I know that you're trying to cover how your eyes look and probably the, you know, the redness in the eyes because it does cause redness in your eyes and different things like that. And it actually does also cause hallucinations.
As soon as you said
paranoia.
that your sister, as soon as you said that your sister also was addicted to the marijuana, I knew you were going to know that I was too. So
I know the signs of a marijuana addict.
I could see Paul's eyes well up.
I can't
even
believe
through his glasses.
I can't believe, you know, after all this time, we've been doing this podcast with Paul, and I had no idea that he was addicted to marijuana this entire time.
You know, and
I mean, I'm shocked. I mean, this is wow. The wind has been let out of my sails.
I tell you guys, like,
yeah, and
I
that's
feel
one of
free.
the things you have to work with. I mean, the
feel
first
free
step
now.
to overcoming it is admitting that you have a problem, and
Exactly.
you know, you guys, everybody needs to be supportive of it. And you know, he's coming forward and he's admitting to having a problem, and we just need to support him and tell him, you know, it's okay. You know, we just need to work on getting you help.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should just fire Paul.
Yeah, I think Paul just needs to be fired. Fuck this. I don't work with druggies, man. Paul, I mean,
Actually,
you can stay on for the rest of
there's-
this show, but you know,
There is
after
an
that, you
Ohio
gone.
State.
You gone.
There's There's a United States statute that says that you can't fire a marijuana addict if they admit it to you.
What?
So, yeah.
This is all part of your
So
fucking
he admitted
devious
it.
little
You know,
fucking
and
plan,
is there
isn't it?
anything?
All right,
is there
Paul.
anything
well, in
that
that
you
case,
need from
we're
us?
actually just firing you because we're not satisfied with the level of your performance due to your marijuana
Can we
consumption.
fire someone just for like being so hideous?
I mean, I don't know. Paul is a pretty attractive guy.
No,
Yeah.
Hideous?
No.
You fuck me, Ben.
Okay, sure.
Paul was
You give it to me.
Paul was a model before he fucking injured his
I was.
leg. You know, he couldn't do the runway walks.
Yeah,
anymore.
and that's how I got started on the marijuana. But like Casey asked, what can you guys do for me? And really, what I would like to do is I would like to not quit, because I think it would be helpful for people like you guys who are very obviously committed to getting rid of this scourge that is marijuana, that you could use me as an example. So I'm just going to keep smoking marijuana my whole life, right? And then you guys pull me in when you got to show like what can happen to somebody if they
See,
smoke
and
marijuana.
that's the
their whole
addict in
life.
you talking, not wanting to let go. And, you know, I know that marijuana can be extremely addictive. Maybe
Listen.
you need to wean yourself off of it. I know it is one of the more addictive substances known to man. And it's also a gateway drug, so it can also lead to,
Paul,
you
come
know,
on.
even more dangerous
Come on,
drugs.
even
such
right
as,
now, you won't even
you know,
wait till the show's over before you start smoking again.
No, I can
Jeez.
quit anytime.
You're
TJ, I can
shameless.
quit anytime. TJ, I could quit anytime, dude.
Well,
I
then
can
quit now, Paul.
anytime.
Quit now, Paul.
Dude, can I just like quit tomorrow? Is that cool?
It is a very addictive
Yeah,
substance.
man. Look,
I'll
here's what you got to do,
I don't
Paul.
think it's
Paul,
something
look,
that he could just
look, I
quit.
got a plan. You got to wean yourself off. You got to go like, you know, you're smoking weed now. You got to go down the slope. You know, use slightly less powerful drugs. Like go, you're on weed. That's pretty much one of the worst drugs there is. Go to crack. You know, use some crack for a while, then maybe you start just snorting cocaine, then move on to heroin, and then to cigarettes and alcohol, and then you know
what, TJ, I'm gonna do you one better.
What you got?
I quit like right now. I quit now.
Do it, Paul.
You can even just start smoking. Like if you feel the need to smoke, instead of smoking marijuana, you could smoke cigarettes. They're way less addictive, and
they're way better for
they're
you.
legal. you
Yeah.
know?
The
Yeah,
government
that's
knows
true.
that cigarettes are pretty
No.
much safe. You
I'm
know?
just gonna quit cold turkey.
I don't know, Paul.
Oh wait, my camera turned off. That's weird. Hold on, let me see if I can fix that.
Paul.
You know what we did for my sister is to help wean her off of the marijuana. We actually made brownies with marijuana, and just kind of put less slowly.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I was able to help wean her off of it.
Less and less marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. If I
You know,
wasn't,
you
if
could
I
do is
wasn't,
if you
like,
want to smoke it, you could just put in a little more like oregano as time goes on.
Yeah, you could even mix it with tobacco.
yeah, like honestly, if oregano got me high, I would probably do that. But I'm just gonna do cold turkey. I'm just gonna go cold turkey.
So, Paul, are you having problems with your webcam or something?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Like it just it cut.
Oh shit! You're
it's down again, Paul. What's going on?
Yeah, it's a.
Oh, his mic went out.
Hold on, I'm just checking the cable behind my. Checking the cable for my webcam that's plugged in behind my computer. I'll be right back, guys. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you might want to get that fixed.
Yeah.
Hopefully he comes back. He may just completely.
You sound like fucking Principal McVicker over there, you piece of shit.
Oh, I think it's. Oh, yeah. You're
Beavis
back
and
up.
Butthead, you're expelled.
I found the cable. I found the cable.
You found the cable, huh?
Yeah.
Where was it?
It was
It sounds like you have a case of the chronic giggles.
It was a oh yeah. No, it was behind the computer. Everything's fine now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was it being held by a little goblin? Did he hand it to you as fucking rainbows shot out of it in every direction?
I don't know what you guys are talking about, dude. Like 5 minutes ago, I had this emotional cold turkey quit, and now you guys are still like acting like, "Ooh, Paul's hallucinating."
It does cause hallucination.
You're sitting there, you know. I'm mocking. I'm mocking you. We all know what you're doing, Paul. When the camera conveniently goes off, I'm telling you.
You know what? For as many technical difficulties as we've had that are none of our fault, I am ashamed that you would suggest that my webcam was anything other than just a natural occurrence.
Wow.
It was an act of God.
All right, I'm trusting you on this, Paul, but you know, I got my eyes on you. I have my suspicions that you're still smoking the marijuana when your camera conveniently falters.
See, this is like we should
How much
really
marijuana have you taken today?
today. Before I quit or after I quit? I mean, before
Just
I quit,
today. Before.
I took I think probably like
Maybe
maybe
a kite, Paul. You're laughing at everything.
maybe like two marijuanas. That's all
Like
though.
cigarettes,
Well, two marijuana pipes.
joints, marijuana pipes.
Yeah.
2 marijuana pipe fulls.
Yeah, pipefuls. Yeah, a whole pipe full of marijuana, but twice.
How much would you say you smoke like on a day?
Like conservative, like on a day where it's just a normal day to day.
On a normal day, yeah.
Probably like 8 to 10 marijuanas.
8 to 10 is full.
Yeah.
How much would you say on a bad day?
Paul, each one. I want you to think too that each and every one of those marijuanas represents a small Mexican child being beaten to death by a drug cartel somewhere.
Yeah, or a guy in Colorado getting really rich selling weed to people that he shouldn't be selling weed to. One of those two things has happened.
And then using that money for probably very evil things.
Probably. Well,
Probably
that's why I'm
opening
glad.
satanic temples and shit, Paul.
That's why I'm glad that I've quit, TJ, because I don't support anything that I used to support earlier today.
All right.
I've had a change of heart. God has changed my heart.
You already were going to church all the time. Why did he take so long to change your heart, Paul?
Well, Kaceytron will tell you that going to church is not all you have to do to have a relationship with God. You know where else you go, TJ?
Where's
you
that?
go to McDonald's. You go to McDonald's. You go to the toilet. Do you have a relationship with the toilet, TJ?
I do.
Yeah.
Same
Normally, whenever I talk to God, it's while I'm on the toilet.
Yeah,
Do you think
see,
God
that's
ever
a
like?
relationship.
I don't know. I would
Like-
think God would take offense to that.
Think about it, though. Think about it. No.
God would be
Think
a little mad.
Casey's right. Think about it. If
If
anybody
you
else,
think about God every time you go to the toilet and you have a relationship with God, you know, that's like, you know, think of how many
so
times a
it's
day
like-
do you go to the toilet?
You think of it as like your body's a little timer, like, oh, it's time to talk to God again. And plus,
Yeah.
isn't those little stalls just like, you know, confession or something?
That's God's little reminder that
Oh.
he programmed into you to let you know, I'm here, buddy.
anybody that would talk to you while you were pooping, you would be freaked out unless you were in a relationship with them. So it's a way of proving that God is a relationship and not a religion.
Wow. All right. I see what you're saying now.
So I've
I'll have
changed.
to tell that to youth group. I really like how you worded that.
Thank
God
you.
is a relationship, it's not a religion.
Well, you should also tell the youth group, you know, not in pride, of course, that you helped bring my heart to God, like on the podcast. Like you took a hardcore marijuana addict that was doing multiple marijuanas a day and turned him into a soldier for Christ.
Yeah, I mean, let all
Christ
of your
warrior.
let all of your followers on Twitch know too. I mean, this is something amazing that
My
just happened.
followers-
Casey,
love
does your
porn.
youth group know about the time that you were milked?
I mean, that was, you know, and I've asked for forgiveness for that.
Right. I mean, that's fine.
You know, and that's the other thing. Like, you just have to ask for forgiveness.
Did you talk about
fine.
your? Yeah, I mean, you know, I can't tell you how many people I've killed and shit. You know, and I just afterwards I'm just like, well, you know, I turn to God. I'm like, look, God, I made some mistakes. I killed some people I shouldn't have killed, and then I had to kill some other people to, you know, silence them because they were witnesses and all this other stuff. And it was this great big mess, and I realized that I really fucked up, but forgive me. And he does. And he you know, I mean, he always gives me a sign.
Our God
you know,
is a mighty God. You know, he's a great God.
You know, I don't want you to think I'm just murdering people. I mean, like, God confirms that he's okay. Like, he'll shine like a beam of light down on me, and he'll be like, "Go forth, my child." I'm like, you know, so, you know, he's cool with it. He knows I got a problem, and he's very forgiving.
Yeah. Well,
but that's that's really nothing compared to Paul's fucking marijuana problem, though.
Yeah, it's really fun.
there is no marijuana problem, TJ. I told you over and over I quit that, and I'd love it if you'd be supportive at this.
Well,
at
you
this
know, I'm named after the Apostle Thomas for a reason, Paul.
He's a doubter.
Because Thomas doubted.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, you know what? You can continue to doubt. I'm sorry. I'm listening, but I dropped my toenail clippers.
Okay.
Over there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get them real quick.
Go get your toenail clippers, Paul. Have a good one. See if you can find them over there.
You know,
It's all right.
You might want to turn the other way there.
He practices good hygiene. You know, he makes sure that his toenails are nice and trimmed.
Yeah.
He has
Can't
a
fault
real
him for that.
problem.
Paul, we can see the pipe, Paul.
What?
We saw the pipe, Paul.
Yeah.
What? What are you kidding? What pipe?
We saw the fucking pipe, Paul. We
The
saw
dog
it, Paul.
ate the toenail clippers, so I can't show you guys that that's what I was doing, but I swear to God, that's what happened.
We saw you lighting up your marijuana pipe,
You know what?
Paul.
I thought you guys were my friends. Even Casey. I thought Casey was my friend.
I am. I'm here for you. I just think that, you know, we need a little bit of honesty. You know, I've been honest with you. I told you about my milking experience, and you know, I just expect the same from you.
And I told you how marijuana ruined my life. And now you're accusing me by implication of still smoking.
No, I think we saw it.
How do you think that
I think
feels?
we all saw it here. We all saw it here. You know, and you're trying to play the victim right now, and it's like you're not the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the female, so.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, of all the things, Paul, I could have accepted you as a marijuana addict, Paul.
Victimizing a female.
But to
What a
sit
piece of
here
shit.
and smoke marijuana in front of not just a fucking woman, but a classy, intelligent woman like Kaceytron, it's an insult to this show, it's an insult to yourself, and most of all, and most importantly, it's an insult to our guest, Kaceytron.
Yeah.
I mean, have we ever even had a more prestigious... You know, like... I would be less upset if you smoked with Obama on this show, you know, because at least I could see that as maybe some sort of protest against Obama and his evil. But a respectable guest like Kaceytron, how the fuck do you do this to us, Paul?
Before I defend myself, can I ask a question?
It's a lowbrow show, but we're not that fucking lowbrow. There's some standards.
I'm so embarrassed.
I'm sick to my fucking stomach with Paul's behavior, Paul. You have a problem. You're a sick man.
Before I defend myself, I have to ask a question. Would anybody in the room, including Kaceytron, be willing to go back to that one thing that I mentioned earlier where I smoke weed for the rest of my life and you use me as like a don't do weed model?
Well, I actually am hoping to shoot an anti-marijuana campaign soon.
Okay.
For my show, so maybe, you know, if you could just tell your story. When did you start smoking marijuana?
I smoked my first marijuana cigarette. I think I was probably like 11, 12, 13, somewhere in that range. Yeah, pretty
special
young.
episode of the Drunken Peasants
Would you say the
podcast.
addiction? Would you say the addiction started right then?
I was immediately, like, the first time that I took a hit, I was immediately just like, I started seeing things and I just
Would you consider yourself a threat?
A threat, like to the public?
Yeah.
At this point, no. Maybe when I was younger, yes, but at this point, I'm so old and worn down from smoking marijuana for so long that I'm really not
it's deteriorated your health.
He is a threat to a pizza, though, after he smokes weed.
He's a threat to every fucking food item around his ass.
Paul.
That's why I thought I could beat Paul in this fucking contest, because when I was around Paul, Paul was just like a black hole that sucked in food.
I was
everything
not.
around.
Whatever.
Do you
I got
feel like
fatter
you're a
from you being
prisoner?
there just from eating like you for those days.
Fuck you.
I did. It's fucking true. I gained like 5 pounds on your visit because of the way I was just eating the same way you were.
Do you feel like you're a prisoner to your addiction?
He is a prisoner.
Like to the food?
I mean, are we doing this for real, or are we like rehearsing for like a future like engagement? Like, are we gonna? So should I be like, yeah?
Have you guys seen the anti-marijuana campaign that was produced in Australia, the sloth one?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You've seen that one? That's a really good one.
I like the old one where there was these kids in a drive-through. And they were fucked up on the marijuanas.
Oh, yeah, the little girl on the bike.
There was a little girl crossing on the bike, and they pulled forward, didn't even see. Response time, cutting to nothing by marijuana. Bam! The little girl pays the price.
They should get the death penalty.
You know,
they should get the fucking death penalty, TJ.
They should. They should all be killed. They should be dragged through the streets.
Firing squad.
They should, someone should tie them to a pickup truck and with chains and just drive them through the fucking desert until there's nothing left of them. That's how they should die.
Well, I know that the me not smoking marijuana thing was a lie like earlier, but I just want to let you guys know that just because like I just blatantly lied to your face earlier doesn't mean I won't again, okay? Like, I'm glad we've all arrived at this place, which allows me to just like sacrifice myself and my body for the betterment of others and continue to smoke pot while you guys use me in various anti-pot campaigns. So and the conversion.
I really don't see. I mean, I'm struggling to find anything unethical about this, but I don't think there is. I think this is just a win-win for everybody. You get to keep on smoking weed. We get to exploit you, and the message is not at all tainted or sullied by our actions in any way. So yeah, let's do it.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, rock on.
I can live with that. And the conversion to Christ too. That was
Ben.
that was
are you
true
loading up
as well.
the tobacco bong?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes, I have a tobacco water pipe that I'm using here.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen the water pipes before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually use them to smoke marijuana though as well. So
Yeah, we've seen that.
What?
I've heard of that.
As a marijuana head, I can tell you that I have gotten desperate and used a tobacco water pipe to smoke marijuana from.
Yeah, it's pretty evil.
But I can.
do you
I
ever
can
drink
tell
the water?
the water from the tobacco water pipe.
I know that some addicts will drink the water.
I was actually at one point, and like since I'm coming clean here, I was like using the water and injecting the water into my arm.
Wow, how high did that get you?
Like super baked, TJ. Super baked.
You just inject bong water in your fucking veins, like. Wow.
But it turns out that bong water isn't like filtered properly to be injected. I can't remember what the doctor told me, but I got like this thing. He called it a pulmonary embolism or something from like a blood clot or whatever. Wow. But hey, I was clean for like 3 days while I was in the hospital.
Dude, I bet
recovering
when they fucking cleaned the clot out and all that fucking debris like went through your system, you were like super baked though.
Luckily for me, I was in the really backward state of California where it's legal to have marijuanas for some reason. It's like, let's legalize crack next, but like whatever.
Well, I mean,
so when
I think crack should be legalized above marijuana for sure.
We're losing the war. We're losing the war on marijuana. I just think it's really sad.
I think we need to legalize. I think we're at the point where we just need to legalize all drugs but marijuana, just to entice people away from marijuana. Because really, I mean, if we think
People
about
wouldn't
it, there's
do
nothing
other drugs
worse.
if it wasn't for marijuana, because that's the gateway.
Right,
You know?
and that's true too.
But I just really like the gateway. Like, I'm that guy, like when you go to Disneyland or something and you see and there's like a dude and he's just standing at the entrance and you're like, but the whole park is in there. Like, all the fun is in there. But I'm that guy. Like, I like the gateway. You know what I mean? So I just want to do the gateway forever. Like, I don't really want to do heroin or anything else. I just want to do the gateway. Like, I want to stand watch.
So
at the gateway.
you're a you're a drug user with no ambition to be a
Yeah.
better drug user and move
And
up
that's
to bigger
probably
and better
from the
things.
marijuana as well,
Yeah.
because
Well, yeah.
marijuana does cause a lack of ambition. So
Yeah, it makes you lazy. I mean, you don't even have the ambition to become a heroin addict.
I mean,
because
at least I have the ambition to have a.
Look, I mean, because I care about you, let's just go off. Like, you and I, we can go find a city where there's a big heroin capital and shit.
Okay.
We'll drive out. I'll get some heroin for the two of us. You don't smoke any weed that night. We just go back to a hotel room and shoot up some heroin, you know? And you just see how you feel about it, you know? Give it a shot. Because maybe you could move on up. Maybe you know you'll find that it's the gate. What's beyond the gateway is better than just looming there. You know.
When I was a kid, we were
stubborn,
too poor.
Paul. Come on.
We were too poor to go into Disneyland, and
Right.
so going to Disneyland for my family was just catching a Greyhound bus, and then we got to stand at the gateway, right? And that's all I've ever seen of Disneyland. So. I
do you
like
think
the
if
gateway.
you saw the rest of Disneyland, maybe you would want to, you know?
I
partake
can't
in more?
imagine. You know what? People have kind of told me that there's like a big mountain with a snowman that lives in it that roar, you know, like all the bullshit stories that I've heard, but nothing can compare to that gateway. There's no way. Like, people are just bullshitting. It's all a trap and they want you to pay.
See, it's probably the marijuana that's keeping you from getting past the gateway too, just because of the lack of ambition and laziness as well. So you just have marijuana,
You know, this is just, if anything, this
halting your
just shows
life
us we
in
need
so
Trump.
many ways.
We need
Yeah.
Trump. Trump in office. Because you know what? Trump would set fuckers like Paul in line like none of us can do. He's obviously not going to listen to his friends.
Maybe we could just get the marijuana addicts to build the wall.
Yeah, that would fucking,
That would-
you know,
that
work
would
the
get them to
lazy out of
stop.
them, you know? Get them all down there on the wall, man. They'll be want to switch to like speed or something.
Trust
so they're
me.
efficient and they can build the
No.
fucking wall. We'll get them all addicted to Adderall and shit. And they'll fucking build it then.
Let's check
As a marijuana
There's actually
addict,
a huge issue with that drug in my field, the Ritterol.
Really?
Oh, in gaming, yeah. Yeah, a lot of the gamers are on the Ritterol.
Ritterol?
I don't know how they do it, yeah. Yeah, you know,
So they
Adderall, Ritalin. I just call it Ritterol because it takes
Oh.
both, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Ritterol.
They use it to stay up all night.
And play the games. Yeah, I do not use any enhancers like that.
Can we watch
I
the
mean, in the
Dragon Ball Z
gaming
one?
world.
Yeah, this video was actually made by Vegan Gains.
Oh my god!
He believes that Dragon Ball Z is causing male body image disorders.
Okay.
So
let's take a look. The new order is coming. Prepare for the coming of Baphomet.
I was talking with my girlfriend, and we were discussing beauty, body image, and we got to talking about what we'd do to change ourselves if we could, like if we could wave a magic wand and we could look any way we want. How would we want to look? And I said I wanted to look like a Dragon Ball Z character. Ever since I was a little kid, I thought like Goku, Vegeta, Tien, Piccolo. They just looked friggin' awesome. Just fucking massive, just veins popping out everywhere, like no body fat, just striations freaking everywhere. And
Yeah, man. Striations, dude.
Did he say he has a girlfriend?
Yeah, he did. I'm kind of surprised too, because you know, usually he's like a sociopathic narcissist, so she must be quite
I
the
don't
girl.
know. I think he's a little bit confused. I think that he's probably, you know, a closeted homosexual.
Really?
Despite how he's talking about the Dragon Ball Z characters, you know, clearly idolizes their bodies and wants to be like them. He's obviously very attracted to them.
You know what? I think you're right.
I just thought that looked super freaking cool, and ever since...
Super freaking cool or super freaking attractive? Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's definitely, and that's okay.
Yeah, sure. And
just not in the eyes of God, but
well,
that's a different topic.
God, has a plan for them, and that plan just includes going to hell to burn for all time.
I was a little kid, I just wanted to look like that, and Jasmine said she wouldn't like me to look like that because obviously most women, they don't want dudes who just look absolutely freaking massive and ridiculous like a Dragon Ball Z character. But I thought that was really interesting because it shows how powerful an influence media has on you, where you can develop a sense of beauty that the other sex doesn't even find attractive. Yeah, this got me thinking...
See?
Look at the boobs on that fucking mannequin. Those are almost as big as Kaceytron's.
Why the fuck are Barbie dolls...
They are pretty close.
Yeah.
See,
seen as...
I just, I'm not, I feel like a little bit objectified, but...
No.
Wow.
Subjectified. We're treating you like a subject, not an object. Don't worry about it.
Okay, let's just
proceed.
Go.
Such a horrible influence on young girls, promoting anorexia and, plastic surgeries. But nobody ever really brings up shows like Dragon Ball Z where they could have a very strong impact on how men see themselves. And we see guys like Rich Piana who've actually flat out admitted that their sense of beauty he developed a sense of beauty from He-Man. And when he saw He-Man as a kid back in, the 80s, he was...
Jesus Christ. These fucking guys.
All closeted homosexuals.
You gotta turn it up more.
I know. Never mind.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
All right, I've gone 2 hours without objectifying Kaceytron. It's time to start.
What?
You're gonna start objectifying Kaceytron?
Yeah.
What?
Kaceytron, you're an object.
What did I do?
You're a fucking object. You're like a toaster to me.
Why do you say that?
Because you're just like a toaster.
I don't look like a toaster. I look like a human being.
I don't know. To me, you look like kind of a toaster.
What's next?
Are you laughing? Ben's laughing because he agrees.
I don't know what you mean by toaster.
A toaster is an object. Kaceytron's an object. Therefore, I'm objectifying her.
I'm a human being.
Yeah, dude, she's clearly a human being, guys. This is disgraceful.
Are you sure? Kaceytron, I want you to put a piece of bread between your tits and see if it comes up toast.
TJ, first of all, Casey, don't even respond to that misogynistic...
Yeah, I'm not going to.
I mean, not misogynistic, because that's the massage therapist word. Don't respond to that woman-hating crap.
I don't hate it.
I'm just gonna kind of laugh and act like he's not saying it. Like I always do, and it's just sad that that's how I have to, hold it all in. I've been objectified pretty much my whole life, so.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Not your
TJ.
whole life, though. Probably just since you were like 14 or 13.
Yeah,
or
since puberty.
whenever that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Probably then on, though.
Yeah.
Objectified at every
TJ,
turn.
you know what? Your problem is you don't understand what women feel like, okay? I want you to imagine that one day you wake up and all of a sudden you've got these two gigantic, beautiful, lush melons, dude. These just pretty...
Well,
like
not pretty,
wonderful
but I do
breasts,
have them.
and everybody just wants to look at them and talk about how wonderful they are all the goddamn time, TJ.
Or call you a dumb slut.
Or call you a dumb slut just because you have giant, beautiful,
it's like I can't
perfect
help
breasts.
how I look like.
Exactly, Casey. It's not like you were like lined up at the tit store, and you were like, "Give me a great rack." You didn't choose.
Yeah.
And it's just bullshit.
And I am a victim.
Wow.
I am a victim. That's what my counselors tell me. I'm a victim of society.
Do I represent society?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you do, TJ. You're
Such a
definitely
piece of shit, TJ.
Why? What'd I do?
because you're part of the mainstream. Like you have Kaceytron on, who's one of the premier.
Hey, I'm not gonna be fucking. I'm not gonna be talked down to by some marijuana addicted fucking cave beast. All right.
Now you're making a straw man out of me. Okay. Now you're doing a straw man.
Why don't you
TJ.
fucking go smoke some more fucking marijuanas? You fucking. You are a straw man. Look at that beard.
That's
like
an
it's fucking
ad
made
hom.
of straw.
That's an ad hom, TJ.
It is. So what?
You have Kaceytron,
You know.
who is one of the premier professional female gamers on the planet, on your show, and you told her to put a piece of bread between her tits. TJ.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I mean,
just,
how would you like it
just
if
to
I
test the
objectified
toaster
you?
hypothesis. The toaster hypothesis. All right. You know, we got to see. Because, look, I think there's some doubt about this. Is Kaceytron a toaster? I think there are a lot of people out there who want to know.
Clearly, I'm not a toaster.
And we gotta check any sort of crevice in her body. We gotta make sure. We gotta put bread there, see if it gets toasted.
Completely ludicrous.
It's not ludicrous.
It is. It's completely ludicrous.
How is it fucking ludicrous? Oh, okay. Well, what's your fucking counter argument against it then, Kaceytron?
I don't
What's your
have
counter
I don't have
argument?
any
Do you even
sort of
have an
electrical-
argument?
No, I
Okay.
don't have any sort of electrical, socketing or anything like that. Or
Well,
a place
maybe
where
you're a fucking.
you could
Not every
fit
toaster
bread or
plugs into the
anything
wall.
like
There's
that,
probably
or
some that
anywhere
are
where you would
battery
do
powered and
settings,
stuff like
what
that.
you're suggesting is completely
It's not
ludicrous.
ludicrous.
That
Okay,
a human
yeah.
being could be a toaster.
Well, how do we know you're a human being? I'm not saying you're a human being who is also
I mean,
a toaster.
how do
I'm
we
saying
know
that
that
perhaps
any
you're
of us
just
are
a toaster.
human beings?
Well, that's a good question.
And that just goes back to
that's a
the
deep
theory
philosophical
about
question. I'm
aliens
glad
living
you posed
amongst
that.
us, which I don't want to get into that either.
I'm not going to have a fucking philosophical conversation with a toaster, Kaceytron. The jig is up. All right?
I'm not a toaster. What's next? Are you going to call me trash?
No. Well, I don't know. It depends on how good of a toaster you are.
How well she, TJ.
I mean,
how well she toasts bread is completely
I don't
irrelevant.
have any sort of like warming. I don't have anything that could get
Yeah.
bread that hot.
Does she look
and,
like she has a
warm it.
heating?
I don't have
she
a
look-
heating element.
Yeah, she doesn't have a heating element. TJ, look.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right. Maybe I went a little overboard with. I told you I love the conspiracy
And plus,
theories.
TJ, there is
Sorry,
no
I'm sorry.
cord. There's no cord
I
hanging
lost
out
my
of
beard
her
recently,
anywhere.
It's
I'm
just in my
fucking.
head.
I'm lost. I'm confused. I don't know. I was just. Maybe I got my own problems. I don't know, man. Wow.
You do.
You guys. I'll fucking let me collect myself for a minute.
We probably got like 10 minutes left or so. Anything you can think of you want to do?
I still want to do my toaster thing, but
The toaster thing.
No.
No, not.
Do you want to keep listening? Do you want to keep listening to this?
No, I don't.
All right.
I certainly do not.
Fuck vegan man.
Yeah, he's definitely gay.
He's
Veto.
so gay. So gay. You don't have a girlfriend. Go
Plus-
suck He-Man's cock.
Plus, he has a back like a crocodile.
Oh, God, he does. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Vegan Gains, like his back looks like a crocodile's back. Like his spine is like spikes coming out of his back.
It's pretty creepy.
So
Yeah.
he's clearly like a reptilian or something.
It looks like a stingray, and that's actually what Repsion called it, a stingray back.
Oh, yeah, it kind of does look like a stingray.
Yeah, because a stingray has like those spines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck. You're disgusting, Vegan Gains. Your quest to become fucking Vegeta has ended with the fucking stingray back. You're lucky any girl gives you the time of day, man. Did she make you put a towel over it or something?
He probably has to
I would.
like keep her from getting snagged on the spines. You know what I mean? Like you probably have to pad that.
It's pretty bad, I understand if you're just a lazy fat fuck, like me, where you just, you're fucking ashamed of your physique for that reason. But when you actually work hard at it and then your physique is still disgusting, it's like that's gotta hurt. No wonder it's a stingray, because that shit's gotta sting, man. Wow.
You shouldn't
Anyway,
be so hard on yourself, though.
yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Man.
you need to learn to accept yourself first.
What? You fading
You
away.
know. You need to learn to accept yourself first.
I try. When I try to act like myself, people get mad at me. They're like, "What are you talking about? She's a toaster. Fuck you, TJ. You crazy." You know, I'm just trying. I'll try to be myself then. You know,
to suggest that a human's a toaster, that is a little bit crazy, but
I don't know. Well, that's myself. You know, I need to try to be myself. You know, you don't like what I'm myself. You know, I just don't know, man.
It's not about what I like; it's about what you like.
Right. That's true.
Do you like
I think
Taco
I
Bell?
think you're a fucking toaster.
Guys, dude, I just wanted to reiterate that tonight has been a show of breakthroughs, and they all center around Kaceytron. You know what I mean? I'm
a good person.
TJ realized that she's not a toaster and that he was objectifying her.
No, he's still saying that I'm a toaster.
And I decided to not quit marijuana, but for a good cause.
Yeah.
See?
Kaceytron, maybe God gave you those huge tits for a reason, you know? So you can it would attract people who are sinful and evil, but then when they actually get to know you, they improve as people and better themselves, and they go away
I'm a
as
good person. I'm doing the whole beta fish rehabilitation and charity.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah, the micro penis awareness.
Yeah, micro penis.
Micro penis awareness.
That too.
Yeah, we made a lot of breakthroughs with that too. I actually had my ceremony just last week. We had a micro penis awareness ceremony. Yeah, and we lit candles.
What did you do? Was it like a
we lit candles, but they were
micro-penises,
small
or?
candles.
Candles.
We had
because
some
of small
testimonies
penises
and stuff like that. And,
right.
You know,
Did you
we just
set a
came together and
table with
lot of people
one of
came
those
forward.
menorahs, but it's just birthday candles inside or something?
Yeah, I didn't use birthday candles. It was more like a chode.
Oh, okay. Almost like a tea light, or
I didn't
what?
think of. Yeah, it was like a tea light. I didn't think of
okay.
birthday candles. That would have been good. But I did eat some of the little Smokies. That was that was one of the.
I like how everything was themed around small penises for the whole thing. I mean, that was very clever. Did you plan that out?
Yeah, we just tried to make everybody see. Yeah, I did. We just wanted to let everybody know that, I was eating the little Smokies, and even though they were small, they were very satisfying, and small things can be satisfying too.
Right, and little tiny candles can light a room just as good as a great big candle.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Kaceytron.
just as much.
Yeah, you are a good person.
They have the same amount. They have the same amount of lumens, pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What now? Play something.
Okay.
One more video, then we're ending.
All right.
So this is the last video of the night, Ben.
And then
we need something to summarize everything that's happened. No pressure.
Everything that's happened.
Yes.
I'll just play some feminist slam poetry.
All right. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, you can already tell. Public access.
Hey, I'm Maya.
Hi,
I'm
Maya.
a second year. I use she, her, hers. I'm going to read a poem called Water.
Water.
Water is an element.
For colored girls that have considered
Can you name all 4 elements, Kaceytron?
Earth, wind, fire, water, heart.
When their powers combine, I am Captain Planet.
Yeah, that's the one.
water when girlhood is enough. I
Yeah.
fell in love with the Dead Sea, and thirsted silent with parched, split open lips. Salt water does this. I'm
Okay.
still having nightmares of water scarcity. I dream of wars fought over
She's
water,
having
my great-granddaughter weaned on this same fatigue, dying with distended belly and sunken eyes, thirsty for the luxury to give name to this drowning. Depression is not a diagnosis for bodies that look like mine.
Yeah.
We are angry, hands on hips, sass. Do not cry, they will think that you are finally dead. On the news...
Wow. So you fucking start off with this like, man, water scarcity and shit, you know, it's pretty scary, but the real issue is that people think because I'm black, I don't care about stuff like that, even though I do. That's the real crime here.
I mean, clearly she does care about it. I mean, she wouldn't be doing poetry about it, right? The water.
Yeah, but why is
She
the poem
cares
not
about the
that?
water scarcity, you
She
know?
cares
like,
so much.
what's going to happen to the polar bears? whenever we run out of water.
They'll die. We can eat polar bear steaks and shit, though.
Black women only cry when she is being beaten or murdered, or her young is being beaten or murdered like an animal. What do you call a strong, independent black woman? A bitch.
What
does every fucking line have to have a fucking hum after it?
I don't call a strong, independent black woman a bitch, though. I would never call a woman that.
Depression is not a diagnosis for bodies that look like mine. Depression is for little white girls.
I know bitch is bad, but is biatch okay?
Yeah, because that's more like a term of endearment.
Yeah, so if I was like, that stupid goddamn biatch took all my fucking money,
Yeah.
then it would be okay.
Okay. Yeah, you just can't say the C word because women get really upset about that one.
Why?
Oh, the C word, yeah.
The cunt word.
The cunt word, yeah.
Hey, you just said
I
it,
don't
Paul.
know.
Come on.
I don't
She
get
said
offended
it.
by it. I don't understand why women get offended by it. Like, I would much rather be called a cunt than a bitch. You know what I mean? If I had to choose either of the two, I would prefer to be called a cunt because I just think it's a lot classier. You know, whenever I think of a cunt, you know, I think of like somebody dressed up in like a pantsuit, you know, that's like been to college and stuff like that. And whenever I think of a bitch, I think of like somebody from like a trailer park. So I think like, you know, I just think that cunt, like I would prefer to be called cunt, but that's just me. I'm different than a lot of
She's
other
actually
women.
fucking right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mental illness is for racist white boys in South Carolina who go on shooting sprees. Don't get depression unless you've got depression money. Since they brought niggers across some ocean, all we get is water.
That makes me uncomfortable that she said the N-word.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
wait a minute.
And like here I am, I'm having to say the N-word and then she just gets to say the real thing. Like if I said the real thing right now, people would just go crazy.
Yeah. But
You
like,
know, they would just lose it.
That's the rule, though.
But then it's
because
like, why don't we just say it? Why don't we just say, you know, the actual N-word instead of the N-word? Because it's like, you know, clearly I'm still making you think it, you know?
Yeah.
Like whenever
but
I
they
say
get
the
to say
N-word,
it.
are you thinking in your head the N-word? Or are you thinking the real N-word?
What's the real N-word again?
I don't want to say it. See, I feel like you're, you know, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to get blasted on Reddit or whatever.
Kaceytron says nigger on the Drunken Peasants
podcast. Oh my God,
podcast.
he said it. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it.
The gospel music.
Liberate yourself,
When Reverend
Kaceytron.
Nelson puts you under the water, you aren't
Say the
supposed to
word.
open your mouth. But I did anyways. Our bones are too dense to float, and I sunk. And I swallowed something ugly that had its hands inside me until I realized there's no difference between me and Jesus.
Okay.
He was a poor colored boy who talked a lot about free health care and thought a lot about disappointing his father and kissing Judas and what dying is going to feel like. There's no difference between me and Jesus.
Wow.
He was not the daughter of a black woman, but my mother wept at the scene of my martyrdom too. Remembers making her 19-year-old body a parted sea. Moses was a whisper in the reeds before she carried me into this world that did not want me in the first place.
God damn. What's, like, why so glum, chum? Yeah. I mean, god damn, it's like, my whole life is fucking misery and pain to the point where I have a fucking messiah complex. And all these other people are like, yeah. I think I'm Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she has it as bad as what she's leading on, you know?
I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, like, as in terms of, like, actually being a poem, I have to give it to her, this is. Unlike most of the feminist slam poetry we read, which is, like, not read, but listen to, which is not, but just this, like, heavy-handed fucking messiah complex bullshit.
Is this one of your favorites?
I would have to say it is among the better ones that we've watched here. But that's really not saying much.
From the standpoint of, like, pleasing prose, I guess.
But it's still really bad.
Yeah.
And
The
heavy.
Is that a little
content
bit
of
of
it
chronic cough you have there?
Not at all.
Okay, I'm just...
Tobacco cough.
Wait a minute, Ben, she knew as soon as she saw me. So if she suspects you, is there something you want to tell us, Ben?
My mother cried when she realized there were no black Disney princesses. heartbroken over her prince.
There are black Disney
needing to be
princesses
saved. Black
now, though.
girls aren't
She's
princesses.
Yeah.
Was it the Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your black princess, now shut the hell up!
Scato fairy tales go like this. My best friend's big sister says if your prince begins to beat you in front of your son, hold still. Cover your face. Let him draw enough blood to evidence your humanity. Do not expect them to call you victim in your obituary. Black girls aren't princesses, so my mother taught me how to fight like a black woman. Hold still. Win. Cover your face. Let them draw enough blood to evidence.
She's so dramatic.
I know.
I wish my mother would have taught me how to fight like a black woman.
Yeah, mine too.
Like, why is she complaining about that? Like, why is she upset about it?
Yeah, dude, I could have used some more combat training.
Black woman combat training.
My dad just warned me that my bloodline is weak and that no men in my family can fight, so that I should give up on like trying to box people and just tackle them.
Yep. Sounds like a good strategy for you.
Evidence your humanity.
Maybe, you know what, Paul? You know, we had that argument over what bitch boy slap fight should be. Maybe we should have a bitch boy slap fight to settle once and for all what the fucking vision is.
Wait, Paul's gonna be on it?
What's that?
Paul's gonna be in the slap fight?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You know, sometimes we have our own here.
Oh yeah. Bitch boy
Maybe
slap
that's how you
fight.
could start it. You could get Paul to do it.
Maybe like if the next time I'm down with you guys, we'll just do a bitch boy slap fight, like a prototype bitch boy slap fight between me and TJ.
Yeah, and maybe that'll make him want to do it because he'll see it and he'll see how much fun you're having. But you have to make it look really fun, like put in some balloons and, you know, maybe
we're
like
gonna
some party poppers and stuff
we're gonna
like
have,
that, like some
we'll
really
come
good
up with
music
some good
playing,
rules,
some lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of fight should we
make
fight
it look
to?
fun.
Yeah.
What kind of song?
Yeah. What do you think is a good bitch boy slap fight song?
Probably something by Creed. Something by Creed, like with our.
Can you take me higher?
Yeah.
Maybe more like Linkin Park.
Okay.
Yeah, Linkin Park. Yeah.
You know? Yeah, like crawling.
Yeah.
All right, show's
That would
over.
be a good one.
Everyone go away.
We're gonna do a post show.
Yes, we are.
All right, so we're gonna do a post show. All right, so